Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, I have been accused of many things in my life, but I have never been accused of spending too much time on my phone. Look, I barely answer calls. I don't text much and very indifferent in social media. So the truth is, there's no real reason for me to be distracted by my phone. And that puts me in the minority. And I'm okay with that. I like not being distracted. In fact, in the last 10 years, over 11,000 people have been injured for walking and texting. Not driving and texting. This is walking and texting. Hell, a guy in Japan, he spent so much time looking at his phone that he developed what's called drooping head syndrome, which is exactly what it sounds like. He cannot lift his own head. They showed the x-ray. Basically, his neck has conformed to the position that he's always in. This is a guy who has a phone basically in his lap. He always looks down, and now his neck's like, yep, we're going to stay that way. He just stares at his phone too much. But look, you don't have to be obsessed with your phone for your phone to do you dirty. A woman in Virginia, she was injured when someone else's phone hit her in the face while she was on a roller coaster. And you're thinking, that's like a 1 in a million shot. All right, well, same thing happened to a guy in Detroit. He was on a different roller coaster at a different park, and he got the exact same result. Someone's cell phone hit him in the head and actually concussed him. And you might remember a couple of months ago, a woman in Australia, she spent 7 hours upside down between two boulders because she was trying to reach the phone that she had dropped. And then there's the woman right here in Washington State. She got stuck in an outhouse for a couple hours trying to fish her phone out. Look, we have endless stories about phones just ruining someone's day, and it has nothing to do with actually being on the phone. Just things happen with your phone. It's that important in your life. You can drop it. You can lose it. You name it. Your phone can make or break your day, and that's what we're getting to on today's Positive Friday question of the day, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. Today, we want to know, good or bad, what's the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Oh, the Jones, away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,320. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Ted versus the FCC coming up at 4:35. We have a guest attempting Ted versus the FCC as our own Ted Smith, spending the weekend down in California.
Yeah, getting laid by older women.
That's right. So Taryn Daly's going to step in for Ted and try to get a win today.
All right.
And Ted versus the FCC coming up at 4:35. What else do we have for you today? Of course, it is Friday, and a positive one. So we'll drink and toast in the weekend, and then it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Damn on. And once again, today we do a men's room dealer's choice Bad Choice Friday. Number one, because Ted is not here and we have a better chance of winning.
There you go.
Two, because we believe we pick some bangers today. The way we do this, we all pick a tune. So Steve picks a tune, Mike picks a tune, I pick one. We do not tell you what song we have picked. It's up to you to determine which member of the men's room you believe picked the best tune for a Friday afternoon.
Right.
To listen to the song into the weekend.
Now, I picked 3 songs. Mike picked one of them, so I don't know which one of my 3 Mike actually threw.
So you don't really know which one.
Knowing that I've dominated you and Mike, now that I'm thinking about it, Mike probably picked what he believed to be the weakest of my 3.
No.
See, I didn't think about that at the time. I gave
would
3
never
submissions.
do that.
Okay, let me
and
ask
he
you a
said,
question.
which one? I said, you know, man, surprise me. That way I don't know what I'm lobbying for. I think all 3 are good. I know what order I'd put them in. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Mike probably sabotaged
Now,
it.
can we give a hint? In other words, can we just give a genre of, the tune that we picked? So, Mike, what would you categorize your song as?
I think mine did. What is my song? I consider it kind of yacht rocky. I don't know.
All right, okay. Well, I know for a fact that I picked a yacht rock banger.
I know you did, too, without knowing what you picked.
You do. You have an idea what my tune is.
No, I just know that you went to the yacht rock
Yes,
well.
I did.
You
Yes,
probably
I did.
guessed the well I went to without having any idea.
So funk.
Funk, yes.
All right,
I
so
mean,
you're-
look, we're pretty predictable on that, man.
So I typed what mine is, and they categorize it as pop rock or just regular rock. Trust me when I say it is not what you think of when you hear the words pop rock. This is a very typical me song. However, it's another one of the bangers that I'm going to bring forward to you guys. I bring you great music every week. Every week, I read the text messages. Every week, I see the comments. And they say, dang, Mike actually had a good pick there. Still wouldn't have picked it, but Mike had a good
Still
pick
wouldn't
there.
have picked it,
So
right,
you know
yeah.
that I'm going to be bringing you guys the good stuff. You know I'm
Why
not
did
going to
you add
disappoint
the
you.
part where you say I still wouldn't have picked
Because
it?
Miles was going to call me out if I did, because he's done that before. Like, wait a minute. No, they said that they would have preferred mine. Doesn't matter.
We don't know that. We can tell by the text.
Yeah.
At the end. But
I take care of you, the listener. I always have. This is never just me. This is what I know that you all would actually enjoy and bang out in the car.
How many of you won? One?
No, I've never won.
You've never won.
I've never won.
I've never won either. So this is our best opportunity.
Yes, it is.
One of us has got to
I've won.
Somebody's got
And people have been happy. I get texts and say, man,
you can't
I
make people
forgot that
happy
I
every
like
time.
this song.
You don't
I
make
can.
that. No, you can't.
I'm tired. Do it again today. I will do it again today, even if Mike's trying to sabotage me by picking
No.
the weakest
No.
of the three.
No.
It's still better than your two.
I don't
Mike,
think
yours
so.
didn't even qualify as yacht rock when you Googled it.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
I think you're trying to sell it as yacht
I'm
rock
not sure
because
that-
everyone
look,
likes yacht
It's
rock.
a good, laid-back, positive song.
It's a pop rock song.
I'm not sure that mine is technically considered yacht rock. VD, come here for a minute. Got a quick question for you. Hold on. Listen. Come here.
Are you seriously going to whisper the
What's
name?
going on over here?
He's going to see if VD thinks that his song qualifies as yacht rock, but did not want us
I
to
told
hear
you
it.
the song that I picked.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
What do you think?
One, I love it.
Yep.
I think it's a great groove.
Is it yacht rock?
It falls in the exact category of yacht rock.
Okay. Maybe that tune does not, but the artist does.
The artist does, and that one's a fringe song, but because of the era and because of the artist,
Up tempo.
you
turn
feel
this up.
good. This is the wrong day for it, but this is a day where you want to hear that
It's
song
Friday.
because it's gray. Not just Friday, because it's gray. It's like,
All right.
I need something happy,
Yours about sunshine or
positive.
something?
I need something
Yeah.
moving. I need something that's going to just groove, and that's a great
In other words,
groove.
something that Thrill would pick.
I
Always
mean,
moving, always upbeat.
You'll like the song.
I'm sure I'll
Yes.
like it. I just think I'll like mine better.
And when you hear it at 5
Oh,
o'clock,
are you
you're
guys all picking your own songs today?
That's exactly right. Dealer's choice. We don't know.
No.
I told
if
you.
you had to guess, who would you pick, right? You know Miles' song, you don't know ours. Just get a guess.
I mean,
You and I are kindred spirits, VD.
we
Don't
are,
sympathize
but
with
sometimes, look, let's say that you chose Huey Lewis in the News, right?
Okay.
And I'd be like, yeah, all in, getting
Sure.
horns in a song any day. But also, it just so happens that Miles' choice today has horns
It
in
does.
it, and it's great.
Yeah.
Now, Thrill, I know that he's always going to bring that groove, and he's
A
going
bass
to
line.
going to bring that soul, a little bit of that Motown vibe, a little bit of that funk. So I don't think we can ever go wrong with a Thrill.
That is correct.
However,
You cannot go wrong.
there's a reason why Mike is usually on the bottom of the pile because no one trusts him, and that's too bad.
Wow.
For him.
should.
Wow.
They should trust me.
Wow.
And that's too
But
bad
they
because
don't.
you do have good instincts. You've got a decent ear.
Thank you.
But honestly,
All fairness,
I
I
get a
think
bad rap. That's what I got.
not knowing what Thrill is playing, not knowing what you're playing, knowing because Miles whispered in my
Look.
ear so lovingly, I'm going with Miles today.
all fairness, I'm normally at the bottom of the voting. So one of the reasons we did this is because Ted's not here. So we figured that Mike and I would have a better chance of winning today.
It's usually
fair.
between me and Ted. Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the theory.
when you load the table like that, yeah, that's fair.
But I'm Lay's potato chips, man. You cannot go wrong.
I'm gonna take a risk over here, VD. I'm gonna show you the song that I've got, and after you know the reveal, which song are you picking?
Oh, come
Look,
on.
no, hold on. Here's the thing.
Come on.
I love this song.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay.
I want to hear Miles.
You can't win for losing, Mike.
I can't win for losing.
That doesn't mean they're going to vote for me.
I knew it was a risk.
No,
I knew it was a
Look,
risk.
the text
it's-
line here, somebody says Miles. Granted, it's one
But
text.
again, Mike, it's a great song. It is.
I don't disappoint the
It's,
people.
it's a one-hit wonder song of that era, and I
What
don't.
would you
think-
classify that as?
What do you mean?
He was saying yacht rock.
What's-
Does it fall into yacht rock?
Right? They said it was pop rock. Yeah.
It's not pop rock, but it fits in the genre of what you guys are doing today.
okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, I
Exactly.
can't think of anything but pop rock. The one thing I think.
Oh no.
I know.
Yeah.
My nickname. I know.
I know.
Can I go now? I've got
Yes,
Yeah, you can
go.
things
Get
to
out of
do.
here.
Thanks.
What the hell you're in here?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So if you follow us on X, you just pick a member of the show. You follow us at Men's Room Live. Vote now for myself, Steve, or Mike. And that tune will come up for you at 5 o'clock. That is the way we do the Dealer's Choice. Bad Choice Friday coming up for you at 5 o'clock. And today we're going to talk phones. Sometimes your phone is... hello? Obviously, it's a good thing to have. Sometimes your phone can get you in trouble in a myriad of ways. You send a text to the wrong person. You might send a picture to the wrong person. You might call the wrong person accidentally if you have the similar names in your phone. And
Yeah, let's happen.
I
I just don't like having it because that's, like I said, I know I'm in the minority. Social media is huge. People are all about it. People doom scroll, or maybe they influencer scroll, Instagram scroll. I just don't do any of it. So my phone's not important. And actually, we have to get a new computer because I dropped the other one, and so half the screen is kind of gone. So we know
at home?
At home, yeah.
You dropped your computer?
Yeah. Listening to music, it slipped out of my hand.
Oh.
Yeah, the laptop. And I'm
gotcha.
like, uh-oh. So it works. You just can't see half the screen. So I think this weekend we're going to get a new computer. My wife says to me this morning, you know what we really should do is get new phones before they get outrageously expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Her impression is that they're not already amazingly expensive. But I said, I don't want one. She goes, I know. I said, listen, man, I don't need the latest version of anything. If I can text or you can call my ass, it's fine.
Yep.
It takes pictures. I barely do. I don't want a new phone. She does. Now, granted, she lives her life through her phone. But she goes, well, also the kids might need a new phone. Instantly, I said, for what? They do not need new phone. If you want to get a new phone, get a new phone. But I'm like, I cannot spend all that money on something I truly do not want.
It's important, though. I mean, you need it when you travel, generally
So
for people
annoying.
to get a hold of you. Funniest one I've got lately is, and it wasn't too long ago, but Steve and I, we've been down to San Diego a few times. When we go down there, it is basically we try to find some weed, we find some bars, we find some food, we walk around the gas lamp.
And that's it.
We hang out in a bar, then we'll go to a different bar, went to a baseball game. But mostly we just kind of wander around, eat, drink, have fun, do that thing. Now, my daughter went to school down there. So when you go see your kid, it's a different type of weekend.
You're not going to do with her
Yes.
what we do together. Yes.
Correct. And, with the wife at the time and all that stuff, the hotel's different. It's not like the piece of crap that we stayed in.
Right.
We're staying in a nicer hotel this time around because, that's just the way that rolls. And got a deal down at the Marriott because I had some points. And basically, I'd never used my points before. So the weekend was free. And I'm in the Marriott right down on the water in San Diego. This is a beautiful hotel. It's got a pool. It's right there on the water. But what do the family type people want to do? They want to go kayaking. So instead of going and sitting and eating lunch someplace nice or going to the pool or whatever, they want to do activities.
Well, they can.
They want to go and look at touristy things. And I'm all for that. Whatever. I'll do it. Okay, so get up in the morning. What is the first itinerary that we're doing? We are going kayaking. Now, my daughter, being a very phone important person, she has this laminate thing around her neck.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's got like the Ziploc thing on the top. So just in case, she can still take pictures with her phone when she's at the water, with the beach, because, she's living that lifestyle.
That's important, yeah.
This thing floats, so you're not never going to lose it if you're in the water, blah, 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 blah. I've got mine in, like, my pocket.
That's it.
Just trying to keep the damn thing dry. And wife at the time, she's got hers, like, on her lap or whatever. So we go out there for 2 hours. We take a lot of pictures. It's nice. You're in a kayak.
Yeah.
If you like that kind of thing, I'm just like, I'm bored. But get back to the dock. And I will never forget this. So the wife puts the phone on the dock. This is a brand new phone. She got the latest with like the 7 different dots on the back that take pictures.
Yeah, whatever.
It's bigger. It's all the stuff. And like, why do you still have a phone with a button on it? I'm like, I don't know.
Because
Anyway,
it works.
it does. And there's no reason for me not to keep this phone. So she puts the phone on the dock, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's made it 2 hours. Phone is completely dry, in working order. She puts her hands and does a push-up onto the deck. She puts her knee up on the deck. She's pushing herself off. And the first step that she takes, where she puts her foot up, she kicks that damn phone, and it skids across the dock and goes right into the water. This is about 9 feet of water, 8 feet of water. Now, this was kind of early on in the year. So, San Diego, even right now, they're probably 65, 70 degrees.
Sure.
They don't get really crazy hot. Therefore, the water still pretty cold. Now, I can kind of see this phone. Now, keep in mind, there's also seals in this marina.
Right.
There's fish. There's all these things. And I'm looking down, and I'm like, man. So I kind of get in the water for a second. I'm like, this is freezing. I stick my hand down. I get about 2 feet deep, 2.5. And now it's getting cold, man.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, because this is going to be a dive, like ears popping dive. If I go down and try to get this phone, I'm going to have to swim down there. It's going to be freezing cold. It's 10, 12 feet. I know I can get it. But do I want to do this?
No.
I do not want to do this.
You lost your phone.
Now, I can see it kind of, right?
Or you can get your phone.
All right. So, believe it or not, so what do? I call the phone.
Okay.
All right. Now I can see it. It's really lit up down there.
So it's still working.
At the bottom.
All right.
Yeah, at the bottom of the marina. I can see the phone. But there's nothing I can do about it.
Can't get to it.
No, and I'm trying to think like no one has like a skimmer net. You know what I mean? Like you would.
Right.
No one's got one of those on their boats. No one's got any kind of long thing that people have big long poles, but they don't pick anything up. So I'm looking around. I kind of walking around the boats, seeing like, has anyone got an apparatus where I can get this thing out of there? Nobody's got anything. So lo and behold, the phone is still there. All right. So I get up early the next morning. I decide there's a nice little trail there that goes by the USS Midway and everything else. And I'm going to take a nice little run by the convention center. I'm on vacation for the weekend. I'm going to work out. I'm going to be that guy before I drink 20 beers. So when I run by this part of the marina, curiosity gets the best of me. So I walk over to the dock again, and I call her number. Boom, that thing lights up the next day.
It's still working.
It's still working underneath the water. And I'm like, I'll be damned. So then I get a little, so then I start thinking to myself, all right, well, there's tides. Maybe the tides are like 1.5 feet. Maybe when the tide goes out at low tide, I got a better chance of getting this phone. Well, tides that day about 6 inches. Didn't make a difference. Phone's still down there. This is very inconvenient to my wife, who needs that phone on her at all times for everything. I don't even know.
And nothing all at once.
She's one of those people who put the door key on her phone. I had to go get her a key to the room because she uses her phone for this. Her airline tickets are on that phone. Not that she can't go up to the counter and get a paper ticket issued, but just
apparently that is forbidden in the female world, is my experience. My wife was like, "You need to download this airline's app." I said, "I don't. Just print out the ticket." This back and forth at work. She's like, "Download the app on your phone." I said, I do not like apps on my. I don't like all that third-party crap, all that. I tried to go as slim as I can. I don't want the app. Just print out the goddamn ticket. She's like, "I'm not going to print out the goddamn ticket. Download the goddamn app." This went on for probably 45 minutes, right? Split between segments of the show.
Yeah.
Inevitably, I downloaded the goddamn app. It's on my phone, but as soon as I do my boarding pass, right, to go through all that crap, so it's like, "Oh, welcome to the flight." Delete. It's gone. I hate having that stuff there.
Yep.
And this past trip in Spokane, I had my phone. My wife put all that crap into the app, and again, she knows it drives me crazy. I think she takes some pleasure in it, because I'm very much just give me a piece of paper. You can't go wrong with this kind of thing. But she won't do it. Fine. But it's just me and my son. So my son probably did 95% of the heavy lifting on anything with the phone. Because like in the volleyball tournament, it was within walking distance of the hotel, but it's not a clear line of sight. We've never been to Spokane. I don't know where it's at. He's like, "Do you have Google Maps?" I said, "I sure don't." So he downloaded that. I said, No, do not hand me the phone back. I said, "This is how you do things.
Take care of it."
Basically, he started calling me old man all weekend. He did everything that we needed to do on the phone because 95% of everything you do is on the goddamn phone.
So I go to the bar in the afternoon. Women are showering up, getting ready to go to dinner.
All right.
So but of course, it takes me 2 minutes to get ready. So I'll just meet you guys down at the bar after you're done doing your hair and all that crap.
That's how you can crush a lot of shots.
Yes, you can. They'll never know. I'm down there. I'm talking to the couple beside me. They are running in an American Red Cross or some American Lung Association race the next morning. They said, "Man, you should do this," because I told them I went for a run in the morning. I'm like, "You know what? I'll sign up." They're like, "Yeah, they're signing people up in the lobby right now." So I ran up real quick. I signed up for myself. I signed up for the wife because I figured she'd want to do it too. The race is the next day in the morning, 5K race, no big deal. Get up. The thing runs by the dock where this phone is. This is 3 days later, okay? Curiosity gets the best of me. I don't care. I stop. I walk over to the dock. I call the phone. The phone lights up again.
You laughed your ass off.
Again. I don't know if it was the case she bought for this thing. I don't know what the deal was, but I checked it one more time before we went to the airport. And when I went for the last time I checked it, there was no lighting up of the phone.
It probably ran out of battery. It might not even be the water at that
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I was thinking. 3 out of the 4 days, I could call that phone and watch it light up at the bottom of the marina. And every time I just chuckled. Because it was just like, there it is.
There it is.
That's an expensive chuckle.
It's still working. Man, is she worked up. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Ooh, yeah!
That couldn't have been
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Ooh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Apple recently received some free advertising for a iPhone 13 Pro Max and a user who dropped his handheld while skydiving at 14,000 feet.
Damn.
Only to find it in perfect working order on the ground. Casey Flay, who's an engineer and a skydiver enthusiast from Devon in the UK, jumped out of an airplane 14,000 feet without closing one of the front pockets on his wingsuit. That caused his brand new iPhone 13 Pro Max to fall out almost immediately after leaving the airplane. Now, the GoPro camera on his helmet captured the moment on video, but before checking the footage, he was convinced he had left the phone on the plane. It was only after searching for it that he decided to use the Find My iPhone app to learn his handheld was located about 4 miles from where it had landed. The most shocking thing of all was that the phone still works. I brought my phone and my wingsuit just in case the others couldn't find me when I landed. Left my pocket open, and from the helmet camera, you can see it sticking out. And it just flies off immediately when I jump. Gone. I didn't even know it was gone. I thought I left it on the plane. No one could see it on the plane. So I used the app and saw that it was in a forest. So after walking about 30 minutes to the phone's location, the engineer expected to find his handheld in pieces or seriously roughed up. But it hardly had a mark on it, and it seemed to work just as well as before he had the hard landing. If anything, he said it worked even better, as a button that had been stuck ever since he had accidentally spilled a drink on it now appeared to work flawlessly.
Really? That's
Yes.
all it needed. A little 14,000-foot drop.
He says a couple years ago I was in a restaurant and spilled something on my phone. I believe it was some wine. No matter how much I cleaned it out, that side button was still stuck. But now, after falling 14,000 feet to the ground, it is working fine. There was not a scratch on the phone. It was as if it had fallen out of my pocket right there. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe this happened. So our question, good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Quick side question for you. All right, so he mentioned it was his new iPhone 13.
Yes.
Right? So I know that they put the numbers on the iPhones and all that. I have an iPhone. I have no idea which model I have. It means nothing to me. But before I got this phone, the reason I got this latest phone is because the screen on my other one was cracked and there was blood all over it. Because every time you, every time you had to get into it, it ripped my finger open. And looking back, that is stupid, but you get used to it, so you just didn't care. And my wife was finally like, dude, come on. Like, this is a blood-covered phone. I'm like, right, because the screen's cracked. So every time I open it, I cut myself. So my son looked at it and started laughing. I'm like, it's so funny. He said, you have an iPhone. I don't remember the number, but in his mind, this was like the most antiquated thing you could possibly have.
He probably had one that was like 3 versions newer than yours.
I'm sure. So I was going to ask you, because it occurred to me when you brought up the guy's iPhone 13, like, I have no idea what iteration they're on. Do you have any guess? Because his might be new to him. It is not the latest.
You talking about your phone now?
No,
or?
just iPhone, the most recent one. I just had to Google it.
I have no idea.
Exactly. We're on 16 now, Miles. The iPhone 16.
All I can tell you is my phone still has a button at the bottom that you touch to turn it on.
What do you mean?
Well, it's got a button at the bottom. That's how old my phone is.
Really? Where's your phone? Yeah, I got to look at it.
I got a button on the bottom of it.
Yeah,
that's what my kids make fun of me for.
It's amazing. Like, you actually get
I have
made fun of
become
for
the
your
guy
phone.
that your kids make fun of. You know, and that's when you realize, like, I used to make fun of my parents, too.
I know.
But,
and now,
but I was like,
and
how
now
stupid
I'm
are
the
these
guy.
people?
Yeah.
And now I'm the stupid one.
Oh, yeah.
So it all comes back around, one way or the other.
Yeah, my son cannot believe it.
But I like my phone.
It works, and it works for the purposes I need. Like, I don't do anything with my phone, and I get that a lot of people do. And if you do, yes, it makes sense that you want the latest, greatest. But literally, to text and to generally, I don't even make phone calls, to get a phone call, that is it. That is all I need, man. And what irritates me is I would like to just have a dumb phone, because, again, you're texting. But in this app world, or half the time you go to a restaurant and you want to get the menu, you got to do that QR code or whatever. Like, the dumb phones can't do it. It's amazing. You have a dumb phone, even though you just want to use it to call or text, 80% of the stuff out there, like, you cannot interact with it.
No.
It doesn't happen.
No. Yeah, I just don't care. I mean, honestly, look, the only reason I've ever changed my phone before is, number one, you lose it.
Yep.
And number two, before Apple got called out on killing the battery life of the phone, my battery would start dying within, a few hours. And I needed it to last at least 12 to 15 hours.
Sure, while you're awake.
But they were doing that on purpose. So when they got called out, there was a class action lawsuit against them.
Yeah, suddenly.
And they stopped doing that stuff. Well, there's no need to change my phone out as long as it still works.
That is my philosophy. Right. Very few people agree with that. But I'm like, look, man, and it's not me being a cave. I'm just a caveman by nature. It's not some big moral position I have. I just don't care, and I don't know that my phone is old. I'm like, it works. But even then,
when you're leaving bloody fingerprints on your screen, that's a pretty good indication that it might be time to upgrade, bud.
You're not wrong. And like I said, looking back, I can see how that appeared. But at the time, I'm like, well, babe, that's how I get into my phone. You just got to bleed a little to do it. But, and I feel like this is when you're officially a father, because you're like, but it still works.
Right.
Yes, I am ripping my finger apart. There's blood all over the place, but the phone works. You can still reach me if you call me. To me, if the thing works, then good enough.
Right. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bill. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, Bill. Positive Friday.
My story is I got went to Lowe's, got a load of lumber, pouring ass rain, and I was going down the freeway. My boss calls me on the, so I pushed the button on my stereo, and I answer, say hello, and talk to him and everything. We hang up. Still going down the road, pouring rain. I'm going, where's my phone? I can't find my phone. It's got to be here. Couldn't find it anywhere. Get out, 10 miles down the road, pouring ass rain, still on the roof of the car.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, the Bluetooth picked it up on the roof of the car.
And it never blew off. It's getting rained on. You had this full conversation, had no idea.
Exactly. Had the rubber case on it, kind of like stuck to the roof.
Hey, Bill, I know somebody who was driving like distance-wise. I cannot remember where the hell they were going. They were going like to the shore, whatever the deal was.
Yeah.
And when they were loading stuff up, because I think they were going to Seaside or Ocean Shores or one of those places, they had the tailgate down on the truck, right?
Okay.
But they were loading the back of their truck up with coolers, all the things that they needed. I don't know if they were camping on the beach, whatever the deal is. He puts the phone on top of the bumper on the back where the rubber is, like on a Ford F-150 truck.
Yeah.
Drives all the way to wherever the hell it was. Ocean Shore, Seaside, whatever. Does not realize he does not have his phone. When he goes to put the tail down, when he gets to his destination, the phone is still sitting on the bumper on the top of his...
Damn.
He drove it that far.
That's amazing, isn't it?
So
that's impressive, man.
3 hours, whatever. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hola, Steve Hill. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hola.
Positive Friday.
Hell yeah. And you have the name of a genius, a sexy
Yes, I
genius.
do.
Yeah.
I got you back a couple years ago, so I'm the original.
Okay, fine. The original
guys were-
sexy genius.
You guys were also a bust of a first-round draft pick for the Jets. You also were porn stars and murdered someone violently and basically cut his body up into small pieces, put it in a suitcase, and disposed of it someplace.
So what you're saying is that we're convenient and had a great career.
Look up Steve Hill. Look up the lineage of all the idiot stuff that people named Steve Hill have done.
You're also the DA in Law and Order.
Yeah. So, my story, my buddy lost his phone, and his girlfriend goes to call it so they can hear it ring. He did not mention that her ringtone was, I'm bossy.
Oh. So he had a specific ringtone for the girlfriend.
Yeah. It didn't go over very well, and so it's the next girlfriend. But it
Really?
was so funny to me.
Did she break up with him because of that?
No.
Well, not because of that, but she was kind of mental.
Okay.
All right.
So it helped shorten the time. So it was a good thing, but it was still funny though.
I think
when
that's
she heard
great.
that song come on. Woo-wee.
I mean, look, it might not be flattering, but in the end, you understand how you were perceived if someone has a specific ringtone for you.
Yeah.
I mean, my wife, if you go through my contacts, my wife is listed as the devil. And my son found that out in Mexico. He's going through my phone for something. And he's like, who's the, well, La Diabla. He says, doesn't that mean the devil? Like, oh, yeah. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just used to seeing it. And he's like, who is that? I said, oh, that's your mother. He's like, wait, you ever listen to this? It says she knows. She's fine, man, but that's what it says. It says her name, then it says La Diabla.
Isn't that her nickname for you?
No, that's her nickname for you.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
My wife's nickname for Miles is the devil. She pretty much has one for each one of us.
I wonder what she has me in there as.
Probably the devil.
You don't want to know what people have in their phone
Right.
for your name. Is it your name or is it something completely different?
Sometimes it leads people to say the wrong name when they pick up the phone.
That's what happened to me with
Jabba,
Jabba.
yeah.
Hey, Jabba, what's up? Oh, God, would you call me?
It's going through my
Nothing, Gina.
contacts. Quick.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROD.
I've never really gone on to change the names of my contacts to anything bad.
I'm
It's
going
always just
through
been
mine
their,
now.
been their names.
It's
But the individual ringtones, that was something that came up really, really quick, flared up, and then immediately burned out because nobody has their cell phone ringtones on unless they're like 60 now.
well,
No,
and then
I
that
know,
guy
yeah.
learned a valuable lesson, which is maybe turn your volume down. I just went through my phone. Only my wife has a nickname, and then there are two people. I don't know who they are. It just says no, and then obviously because I can't have another no, it says no two. So
Damn.
I don't know who
You don't know who they are, though.
No.
Do you have an idea?
The problem is I only have two in there that fall under the name no, and I can think of like 15 people off the top of my head
That shouldn't be in there.
that shouldn't be in there, but somehow that means I have their number. They have called me before. I don't know how they got my number. I do not know who they are, but clearly I don't like them. I don't want to talk to them, and I actually feel bad because I'm not sure who it is that I hate.
Well, and it's also bad enough to where you don't just delete the number out of your phone. You keep it there with the term
To
no
make-
on there.
because you don't even want to accidentally
Correct.
answer the phone. And that's what I mean. This person sucks so bad, in my opinion. Two people suck so bad, in my opinion, that who you are,
Doesn't
irrelevant. It just, no. I'm
Right.
keeping your number just to make sure. And it's happened maybe once in the last 2 years, or one of the two of them called. I can't remember. But honestly, I looked at my phone and said no. I just put the phone back in my pocket.
That's why you put it in there that way. Good or bad, what is the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROD.
Hello, Jamie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good. It's Positive Friday.
Positive Friday.
Hoorah. So there was a night I was sitting there at the bar and I was trying to show somebody something. So I go to unlock my phone and I get the password wrong again and again. So it locked me out for 5, then 30 minutes. And then eventually it locked me out so bad that it said that one more wrong attempt and it would erase all of my data. And so
How did you keep putting in the wrong code? Could you not remember it? Was your finger slipping?
Were you drunk?
You know, I was probably drunk, but it wasn't. I wasn't drunk enough to be stupid. You know what I mean? It's 4 numbers. How hard could it be?
Well, we don't know. You're the one about to get locked out of your phone.
That's what I'm saying. It was ridiculous. But I didn't care about all I wanted was to keep my pictures and my contacts and stuff, but I didn't care enough to use the phone. So people could call me and I could answer it, but I stayed with that phone in that locked out position for over a year before I ended up getting a new one.
So wait a minute, when it erases your crap, like you can't get it back, like it's just gone, gone?
It should be on the cloud, right?
If you back it up properly, yeah.
You would think. I had a bad experience with Verizon where they deleted my entire cloud, so I stopped using it altogether. And so it was like one more wrong attempt, and your phone's going to factory reset.
Wow. But you kept it another year. How many of the original contacts do you think you managed to get back in your phone before you got a new one?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I kind of keep to myself, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Well,
it was mostly just my photos and stuff that I was worried about.
I was going to say, it's not about the contacts, it's about all the pictures and videos and memories.
But okay, let's say I'm a phone thief, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to put the wrong number in every time I try, and eventually it'll reset the phone for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that would be my goal. I got 3, 4, 5, 5.
Actually, you're lucky you'd get it right.
Damn it! I'm right in there.
Son of a bitch.
Exactly.
It's a terrible security measure, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, because like Miles said, if I steal your phone, just put in 3 wrong codes and it erased all of your crap for me.
So I don't even want to go and see what's on the cloud. I really don't want to go and look at pictures. I just don't want to, because I had like 4 phones on a cloud. So I know that there have been some questionable requests picture-wise.
Okay.
So I deleted them, but I'm wondering if you go to
delete doesn't mean
it's
cloud gone.
Are those still in the cloud?
What kind of forest you got going on in there?
Whatever.
How many trees haven't been knocked down?
Right. Here I am killing a cat. Whatever the deal is. Like what kind of picture?
Here it is with a hat on it.
I get the feeling if it's being investigated,
exactly.
They can find. I don't know what goes to the cloud and what doesn't. So when I set up my phone, I don't set up any of that stuff because I know that I personally would never take the time to go to the cloud to retrieve something. You know,
I just don't even know how to do it.
That's my point. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure I could learn, but I'm not interested in doing it, so I never take the time to learn. So the truth is, anything I have might be up there in the cloud. Maybe none of it, maybe all of it. I have zero idea.
Yes. Holly LaFlavors, think about that, of Lexington, Kentucky, says that you probably shouldn't give your phone to your kid, even for a couple of minutes. In her case, cases and cases of Dum Dum lollipops showed up on her doorstep after her young son ordered them on Amazon while playing with her phone over the weekend. He told me he wanted to have a carnival with the lollipops to be given out as prizes. And her 8-year-old son, Liam, who was a second grader, he basically ordered to the tune of cases and cases and cases, more than 70,000 lollipops.
Yep.
Each case was $130. He ordered 30 cases. 8 cases didn't even make it to the house. But the mom was charged for all of them anyway.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Those were dum-dums, too. Like, you can go a long way with that many dum-dums.
But they're dumb. If it were blow pops, I'd forgive my kid. Like, look, don't ever do this again. We're not giving any of these away. Dum-dums. Like, bro.
You really have that much hatred of dum-dums.
It's not that I hate dum-dums. It's that if my kid accidentally or purposely ordered that many, if they were blow pops, we would find a workaround.
Exactly.
Tootsie Pops, I'd beat them and put them up for adoption. Dum-dums, I'm like, you've just wasted everyone's time.
Do you actually like the candy of the blow pop?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the gum tastes like the candy. And granted, the taste of the gum disappears in 15 seconds.
I'm about to say, because it's fairly similar along all the lollipops, so if you just want a garbage piece of gum, you can just grab that.
But Dum-Dums don't taste as good. The candy part of Dum-Dums do not taste as good as the blow pop.
I agree.
Blow pop has some solid candy shell. The problem is when you get to the point where the Tootsie Roll's kind of breaking through and you get the taste of both, that is a horrible taste.
No, it is not good,
The Tootsie Roll, like the fruit, whatever.
Damn straight.
That is horrible,
It's a great mixture.
That's gross.
Our question, good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available if at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. And it's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Today we call it a men's room dealer's choice. Bad Choice Friday. Mike picked a tune. Steve picked a tune. I myself picked a tune. You vote for the member of the men's room you think is going to hook you up at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah.
Thrill. How's the voting there? If you follow us on X at Men's Room Live.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my bringing VD over to compare our songs there, Miles, did not do me any favors, as it appears I have a ball and chain attached to my leg because I am just sitting so far.
What percentage?
I am 15% of the vote.
Okay.
So, like, nobody has voted for me.
Multiple
However,
winner, Steve the Thrill Hill. How is he doing?
Currently sitting newly in the lead at 44% behind you at 41. It is still a very tight race.
I have never won.
You've never won.
There's a reason for that.
And there is a movement.
Dealer's choice. Bad choice Friday.
You said there's a movement?
There's a movement. A lot of the comments there on the
It's a bowel movement.
on the X is like we need to get Miles a win here. So everybody's kind of pulling together.
Don't give
to get
him
in
a
there.
sympathy vote, man. It's about the music that you are going to hear. You want
That
to
you
be
will
happy
enjoy.
about it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Get
You
the
all
pity
know that
vote.
I will
Vote for
give you
Miles.
something.
I will make you smile. Bad choice Friday.
I'm saving my campaign on
Vote
this one. I don't
now.
think I'm coming back.
Vote now.
Vote for Steve because I got what you need.
Bad Choice Friday is coming up right after we drink a toast in the weekend. Our question, good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bichola.
Hola.
So one of my poker buddies, we're playing poker one night, and his phone goes off, and it's just this weird kind of music. And when he was done, it was like, who was that? He's like, oh, that's the old ball and chain. He's like, yeah, but what was that music that played? What was that ringtone? He's like, oh, that's the Godzilla theme music.
Oh, man.
Wow. Is he still married?
Chuckles all around, and someone goes like, does she know that that's the ringtone for her? And he's like, do I look stupid?
Well,
Like,
you never know, man. That's the problem with that. It's going to come back to haunt you one of those days.
Well, I thought it was a great idea when I first realized I could do it. That I'm like, no, because for the most part, you're looking for a reason to insult someone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's a friend, it doesn't matter. Like, everything I'm coming up with is like a roast. You never play something happy because you love this person.
Yeah.
It's always like, yeah, I got something for your ass.
I used to have a duck ringtone on my phone, and I'd leave my phone ringer on all the time. It would drive Ted nuts. I just, yeah. Every time I walked outside to smoke, my phone would ring, and I never take it with me. And I could just see Ted seething when I walked back, and he's like, "Turn your ringer off." And also, it rang for a long time. It wasn't like 30 seconds. It was like 45 seconds.
Ted seriously lost his S one time. I remember you came in, he spun around in the seat, like, seriously, man.
Turn your goddamn ringer
turn the ringer off.
His fuse was about that long that day.
Yeah.
Why is it the duck call?
I just thought it was funny.
It is. I mean,
that doesn't get your attention?
Yes.
I think it still is my ringtone.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my
The more
favorite.
you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
I think you're the only person I have ever heard with that ringtone.
Actually, call my phone. I have no idea what my ringtone is. It's always on silent. Hang on. I mean, even turn it on.
Probably just rings.
I guess. I don't know if I've changed it or not. Absolutely not.
Turn the ringer.
He was deadly serious.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Wait a minute.
line's busy. Hang on.
My line's busy.
That's the wrong damn number.
Really?
You don't even have his number?
Man?
I do, man. Hang
I've
on.
given you
It's
my
the wrong
number.
number?
Why doesn't he have my damn
What
number?
his number is. I just gotta
What did you type in?
I typed in Thrill.
What else comes up, man? It sounds awfully porny if it wasn't me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what I
some-
mean? What else is
Some chick down in Tacoma.
Yeah.
Survey says.
Oh, I got nothing. Oh, I guess I put it on silent. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's try that one more time.
So you can't even, your phone never rings?
No, he just called me. He just said, hey, man, Mike's calling.
Okay.
Yeah, I got the phone. That's very low.
What the
All
hell
there it
is that?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Now I know.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
I think that other one was your office phone number.
I see.
We have office phone numbers?
Used to.
Oh.
We've never answered. We had
I
an
didn't know
office
that.
phone in the old building. It rang once in all the years we were there. Miles and I looked at each other, looked at the phone. You going to get it? I said, no. Are you going to get it? He said no, and we didn't.
It did say you have like 445 voice messages.
Yeah. Never listened to one of them.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah. Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola, Sarah.
How are you guys today?
We're doing good. It's a positive Friday.
Positive Friday.
Positive Friday. That's what I like to hear. Okay. So this is not a positive story.
Perfect.
That's why we said good or bad.
So it is bad. I am going to the Hemp Fest, and I wear short shorts because it's hot out. And I have to go to the porta potty before we go in. Mind you, I did not remember that I had my phone in my back pocket, and it is a short pocket.
Uh-oh.
I take my shorts off, and they fall into the porta potty. I try to turn around and catch it. It's a no-go. And I ended up peeing on my phone.
Wait, you didn't pull your phone out before you peed?
You didn't realize that you dropped it at that time?
No, I didn't realize it was in my back pocket until it was too late.
So when you stood up to wipe, you look down, you throw the paper in, and there's your phone.
Yep.
Now, now what?
Nothing. I do not do anything.
You did not try to get it out? I mean, was it underneath the blue water, or was it?
Oh, this was a nasty toilet, and it was under.
Okay, all right. Well, I've dropped glasses in there and gone in after him.
There were other people's poop in there.
Trust me, I did it at a Red Fest. I was wrist deep. I mean,
but it's other people's poop.
No, but I was looking for my glasses. I mean, glasses.
No, I know
are
you're
cheap.
looking for your glasses.
Trust me, even those
but was it
glasses,
other people's poop in there?
Well,
I mean,
what do you think that was in there?
I'm just hoping it was clean, maybe.
Vomit?
Man, I don't know anything.
No,
it was not a fresh one with like fresh blue water.
No.
It was not a new one.
No, it'd been 6 hours of drinking outside.
Yeah, man, it's just I don't know. I still got Sacramento in my head. I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of bad porta potties. That one was different.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Ted knows who it is, but Ted ain't here. Hola, James. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thank you, James. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, I got a couple real quick, all for the same phone. Had an employer, my super, his breath smelled like he ate a poop sandwich.
All right.
And you had his voice or his name entered in my phone. You didn't have to have a ringtone. It would announce who's calling. And me and another worker were on a service call with, we needed a purchase order number. And when the phone call came in, the phone announced incoming call from S Breath. Right in front of the bench.
How many people heard this?
Just at that time, just me, my coworker, and the two vendors behind the counter.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm sure that they were inquiring after you answered the phone who that could have been, correct?
Now calling.
Well, they knew I was waiting for a call from my boss, so they had a good idea.
Uh-huh.
Okay. S Breath.
And the other one with the same phone, I was working on a crane in a Boeing plant, and I dropped my phone 50 feet 1 inch to concrete. Now, the theme of this call, the one guy dropped his phone, they're skydiving. If it lands on the grass, it's cushy. This hit the concrete so hard, it bent my phone to a point where it's form-fitting to my face. And
so it was curved?
It was curved.
Unless he's Frankenstein.
And did it work?
It was still on with the app I had running, and it ran for another year before the backlight display failed.
Did people start asking you, like, dude, where did you get that cool curved phone?
I told them in detail.
Okay.
I was going to say, when you traded it in, were they like, wow, that's a miracle?
They were not entirely surprised. It was a Motorola Turbo 2, and they were known for being pretty indestructible. There's videos on YouTube about people that finally killed a Turbo 2, and they did it by running a steel spike through it.
Huh.
Much like a vampire.
Okay.
Jesus, God.
Now, what did you do? You dropped. You went in for, was it urine? What was the deal when you took your phone into the thing?
It was a bad night, but now I'm leaving Cincinnati, Ohio, I think. Yeah, the airport's in Kentucky.
Oh, you're in Covington, yeah.
I'm in Covington, Kentucky. All right. I'm taking an early flight home. My wife is at a Super Bowl party, so I'm trying to reach her to let her know I'm taking this flight. Now, the problem is, as I'm trying to pull her number up, I'm at the airport taking a leak, and my phone slips out of my hand. It just goes straight into the urinal. But it's only in there like 4 seconds, maybe. Enough time for me to go like, are you kidding me? Yes, I got to pull that out. I'm trying to dry it off with paper towels and wash my hands and all this, but the phone doesn't work now. Right, so everyone knows he dropped his phone 50 feet out this cement and it curved and worked. Mine didn't. Right. 3 seconds of pee, it's gone. Your wife's lasted, 3 days?
Yeah.
At the bottom of San Diego freaking harbor. This thing was in pee for like 3 seconds, doesn't work. Well, now the problem is I still got to call my wife. Now, the good news is I know her number off the top of my head, and honestly, no one else's except my own. Be fair, right? So now I got to find a payphone. Well, payphones, they're not plentiful these days, right? So I'm going through this airport. Finally ask a woman at the counter, I'm like, tell me there's a payphone in this airport. She's like, there is one. Tells me how to get there. I get there. Well, now I have change in my pocket, which is good. It doesn't take change. It's on credit card. So I'm just like, you can't just drop a card. Sir, you go through this whole thing, then you got to punch in the code, and I'm like, I just want to say I'm taking an early flight. So anyway, contact my wife, tell her what's up, but I had to call her like 4 times. And the reason I had to call her 4 times
because she's not picking up on an unknown number.
From Lexington, Kentucky.
Correct.
She's like, you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, right? That's what her brain would be, so it can't be him. It's Lexington, Kentucky. Finally picks up because she's sick of the phone ringing. I explain the situation. It's all good. And I say, look, you can't reach me, man. Like, my phone's dead. And then I have to explain what happened. Why did you do that? I'm like, I did not do this on purpose.
What do you mean?
It slipped out of my hand. Why would you do that? I'm like, I wouldn't do that. I'm saying it happened, man. Right. Either way, get back to Seattle, take it to Verizon. I hand it to the guy behind the counter. I said, look, man, the phone's shorted out. So he has it in his hand trying to turn it on for me. And he's like, yeah, it looks like she's shot. And I'm like, yeah, man, I dropped it in a toilet full of pee. And he immediately throws this thing down on the counter.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, seriously. Like, he throws it down on the counter. Keep in mind, it had been a couple days. It's not like it's actively wet.
Yes.
Right? So, but he throws it down on the counter. He looks at me. He was a really nice guy, but he was real stern and looked me in the eye and said, hey, man, next time, lead with that.
Right. Open with that, man.
I was like, well, sir, dude, you immediately just took the
You'd
phone.
have put a glove on or something. Good or bad, what was
you grabbed the phone. So there was pee on that. I'm not going to do that. You reached out your hand, I handed it to you.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROD.
There you go, man.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
By the way.
Yeah. Hello, Gretchen. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Hola. Happy Friday.
Yeah, positive Friday, too.
All right, so I traveled back to Pennsylvania for a family wedding. Hadn't seen my family in about 15 years due to problems with alcohol and drugs I was having and my husband was having, and decided to go back and see them. And I had a brand new iPhone. Fortunately, it was the first one that was somewhat waterproof. At some point during the wedding, I lost my phone, and I could not find it for 4 or 5 hours because the DJ was playing, the music was so loud. I tried to call my husband, who was back here in Seattle, to see if he could, do find my phone, but he was abusing fentanyl at the time and not answering. And
you're telling me he was unreliable. Gretchen, hang on.
Colors,
I like that.
7 words you can't say on the radio.
As most people are at weddings. Wow.
She was good answer.
And please keep those words in mind when calling.
Good.
Now back to the program.
I'll give you this. You really swing for the fences when you go for it, don't you?
Well,
if I kiss that mouth, I go straight to hell.
Mm-hmm.
So the phone was finally found after the wedding was over in a field where I went to pee. when the line for the bathroom was too long, and I was wearing pants that was in my back pocket, and it fell out, and it was lying in a puddle, but it worked perfectly fine. Thank goodness for waterproof iPhone.
Yeah, a puddle of pee or a puddle of water?
Well, I think it was probably both, to be honest.
I bet you're fun to travel with.
It's just
you
the
know,
feeling
I'm a
we
little better
get.
now, but
Hey, what part of
anyway,
Pennsylvania was your is your family located in?
So I grew up in the Harrisburg area.
I'm
but
sorry.
My family, I know. Your wife's from there, that area.
No,
right?
she's from a place worse than that.
I'm from Perry County, which is worse than that. It's really worse than that. No stoplights in my county till a few years ago. Redneckville. But anyway, but my family, where I lived when I was young, they're all from like the mainline area, Chester County.
All right.
That's where the wedding was, and I feel very insecure around them. They're all, where's your wife from? Or you don't want to say.
Wait, where's your restroom? They don't want to say.
Where's your wife from? I think.
No, I said what part?
Towanda. It's like north central Pennsylvania, where Pennsylvania and the New York border is. Almost go dead center. Her town is right there.
Sounds like a woman that could kick your ass, doesn't
I've
it?
always said that.
Don't mess with Tawanda.
With Tawanda.
It's right there in the name. I'm not going to say anything to her. Trust me. Her name is Tawanda.
When I first met her, like in my mind, and I promise you this is wrong, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, I know who they named it after.
Tawanda.
She got big ass earrings and it has her name in them.
What did you say to me, white boy?
She has her own name tattooed on her neck.
Tawanda. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
And the thing about Tawanda, she always wishes you would.
Yeah, and in cursive.
Yeah. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
So, a couple of years ago, I was on the Green River fishing pretty close to my house, and I wasn't just shore fishing. I was in the water, so I had waders on, and I had my iPhone 11, in one of the those coat zippers, kind of like right by your breast pocket area.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I had just caught a pretty decent female salmon, and I went to go take the obligatory selfie, and I had it in selfie cam, put it back in that zipper pocket, but forgot to zip it up. Went to go continue, taking the hook out of salmon, etc. And I went to go look for my phone again, and I couldn't find it. I started freaking out, just like, I don't care about the contacts. It's always going to be the photos that you always don't want to lose. It was at my feet in the river. Luckily, because I was taking a selfie, it landed screen side up, so I had some nice, bright, backlit sky that I could see rippling under the water. And I had to reach down and 4 feet of, wading water with a good current going. I had to make sure not to move my feet to cause the current to flip the phone over and lose sight of it. But I ended up getting it out without getting completely soaked and filled my waders full of water, and it still works to this day,
Okay.
and I still use it.
Well, here's my question. The pictures.
Yeah.
Were the pictures that you were worried about? Were you worried about losing
sentimental
picture
or
yes,
someone else seeing them?
Correct. Yes. What was more of the problem?
I mean, just sentimental pictures.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want anybody snooping through my phone, but I got my son on here. And,
Yeah.
And,
All right,
you
say
know,
no more.
Yeah.
So, look, we didn't know you had kids.
It's one of
'cause
two.
otherwise
It's
it's
one
like
of two things. I don't want to lose these pictures because they mean something to me, or I don't want to lose these pictures because Jesus, man, I've got some stuff on here.
Yeah, imagine somebody else finding it while it's still unlocked.
Yeah, most people didn't know I could get both my ankles behind my head.
Who is that? Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
So far, I'm kind of irritated. I'll be honest with you, right? So everyone seems to drop their phone in poop. They drop it in pee. They drop it in water. They're down there for a bit, and their phone still works.
Yeah.
Mine was in pee. I swear to God, no more than 4 seconds. It was done. I'm just saying, I'm mildly annoyed.
That is a little weird.
I want someone's phone to have failed when it got wet. I know it sucks.
Did it have a case on it?
I don't remember. I honestly don't
Examine
remember.
that, like back to that. Sometimes
Maybe.
that helps. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Adrian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
All right. So, you remember back in like 05, 06, when prepaid phones, you had to wait until like 9 p.m. to make a call?
I don't remember that necessarily.
But I believe you.
Well, all right. So, I had bought two phones, one for me and one for my girlfriend at the time. Identical phones. I was hanging out with her, waited until 9 to leave. So, everything was all good. I grab my phone, I leave. I grab the wrong phone. My other girlfriend called. I was on the way. So she waited until 9 to call, and I got caught.
So there was no way to lock that phone of yours, or you just didn't lock it?
No, there was no lock back then.
So then she call you or call her phone?
My other girlfriend waited until 9 p.m. to call me, and my other girlfriend picked up because I left the wrong phone. I left with her phone. So she answered, and they had a nice conversation by the time I got there.
So I guess you lost two. It was a 2-for-1 deal that night as far as what you lost?
Nah, man. I ended up with one, and I lied my way.
Yeah, Miles, use your head.
I didn't know if you told. Yeah, I mean, surely.
Adrian has the logical conclusion to that story. Of course I got one of them. I've seen them both.
Well, I mean, one obviously liked you more than the other, but I wouldn't be like, all right, well, if you're going to pick me, I'll take it.
All that good stuff, so, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That is unbelievable. Oh, no.
See, typically they would collude together.
Yes.
And be like, let's get rid of this guy.
See, I can't get a bad story yet. My phone shorted out 3 seconds to pee. Everyone else, somehow their phone is a success story.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop-beep-bop, miter saw is my
The
favorite.
more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Special guest, Taryn Daly from the Daily Mix Morning Show, sitting in for Ted on Ted versus the FCC. Coming up at 4:35. In the meantime, our question, talking about phones, good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? A Cedar Point season pass holder from Detroit said he was hit in the head by a loose iPhone while riding the Maverick roller coaster. Believe it or not, the impact was so severe, obviously he started bleeding, but he was diagnosed with a concussion even the following day.
Damn.
I had blood dripping down my face, and I felt a bit dizzy. according to David Carter, who's a paramedic. Probably should have known better. He also wrote about the injury on social media, said the mobile phone, I guess, flew out of the pocket of a boy riding ahead of him. Now, the boy's mom said also lost her phone, which fell into the water below. In a twist, Carter said he worked at Cedar Point about a decade ago.
Oh, really?
And guess what he ran? He ran the Maverick roller coaster.
Okay, all right.
Cedar Point confirmed Monday that he was struck in the face by the cell phone that flew out of another guest's pocket. In general, they said, the park said loose items are required to be secured or left with non-riders. But
tell you that.
You would be surprised how many items we find on the ground below our rides. And I'm not surprised by that at all.
No.
I think that would be a daily occurrence.
There was a, what's the ship that looks like the pirate ship goes completely upside down?
Yeah,
Right. So we had one of those at a local amusement park. And I remember every time you got on the thing, when it got to that top point, you're upside down, just watching glasses and wallets and change. I mean, every single time it just rained out of people's pockets. And when you look down to the tracks, I mean, it looked like the Salvation Army. I mean, there was everything down there. People would bitch, and you had the same 16-year-old kid saying, look, ma'am, there's no way to move the ride. It is what it is.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Here's a good one. Someone says, I had taken some pictures of myself for a pre-workout shot. I was just in my boxer briefs, but all my pictures, they auto-uploaded into the family folder. And then we use that family folder as the montage for my son's first birthday. I wasn't paying attention, but I got a lot of hooting and hollering when those pictures popped up on the TV screen.
Flexing.
That is great. Hello, Taylor.
Jesus.
Welcome to the men's room. Kid's first birthday party.
Shit, I put him in there.
Hello.
Hola.
Hey, guys. It's about my flip phone. So, like, 2008 or so, had a flip phone and was working in a warehouse and packing boxes, doing warehouse stuff, smoking weed, and I packed up my phone accidentally in one of these customers' boxes and shipped it off. And that kind of sucked. Didn't think anything of it. And a couple weeks later, it showed back up at the warehouse and got my phone back.
So they sent it back to you?
They sent it back.
Where did it go? Do you remember what state it went to?
I don't know. We shipped, like, all across the country, which was pretty cool. Nice of them to send it back. And then I went to Alaska with this same phone. And when I got done working, I got on the little airplane, you know, that takes you to the bigger airports.
Yeah.
And it had fallen out of my pocket, and I didn't realize until I got home. Saying, this sucks, lost my phone. Someone calls a couple days later and gets my address and sends it back.
You are
Second time,
pretty lucky.
pretty lucky until I went to answer this same flip phone one time, and the top flipped right off, right? But the awesome thing is it still works. I kept that phone for like another month maybe.
After the top broke off.
You just have to put it on speakerphone, and I could still talk to people. It was crazy. Just charge up the bottom half and keep you. I mean, I was pretty broke. So
Yeah,
couldn't
I was
buy
getting
a new
that.
phone, but
Yeah, well, typically, was it an expensive phone?
I mean, are any flip phones expensive? I guess.
No, but that's just it. I mean, look, you can buy, you can get a free cheap pair of sunglasses that Budweiser's giving away at a bar. You have those glasses for 20 years.
You'll never lose them.
Then you buy some Ray-Bans for $200, and the next thing you know, 1 week
Gone.
later, and they're gone.
Gone.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
That actually happened to my old man. He left his phone on a plane.
Like a passenger plane?
Yeah, just a normal air traveler, and I don't know how it did, but it ended up out of country. It ended up in like Amsterdam or something like that.
How did he get it back? I mean, how did they?
I don't know all
Like,
what he
did he
went
get
through.
it back?
But he files a report with him and lets him know, like, hey, I know I forgot my phone. He just kept it in the seat pocket in front of him or whatever. And eventually they found it. They shot it into a box and shipped it out there.
It was drinking mushroom tea and going to the red light district in
That's
Amsterdam.
right.
Oh, come on, man! Look at my phone on, man.
That's why I was a little worried about buying those Apple AirTags because I didn't want to cry watching that thing just go to a different state.
That is kind of the downside, right?
Oh, no. Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Oh, hey, guys. So this is several years back, back when we had those, Nokia analog phones. And so I was a firefighter. I was a captain on a wildfire engine, and we're on a fire out in Grays Harbor County. And I had to move the engine to go fill it back up with water, and I wanted to check on my guys that were clear on the other side of the fire. So I didn't want to tie up the radio traffic because there was a lot of people talking on the radio, so I figured I'll call them. So in firefighters, we joke around a lot and stuff like that. So I call Shane's number, and I just hear the pickup, and I said, "Hey, sexy bitch." And I hear this, "Hello?" And I had inadvertently called his grandmother. Yeah.
His grandmother?
Yes.
How did you make that mistake?
Well, those old Nokia phones, is the contacts without your glasses, it's a little hard to read. So,
all right, so let me ask you this. You've now greeted her as you sexy bitch.
Absolutely.
What do you say next?
I hung up.
Are you sure? Jesus. Yeah, that was the go-to move.
And my buddy Shane, that it was his grandmother, thought it was hilarious.
All right. Okay. So that's the pro move. Hang up.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now?
Hello, Jared. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right. So about 15 years ago, I was in high school, and I was going to Bellevue College through Running Start. And one day, I was on the bus texting on, we were going down I-90, and I missed my bus stop. And instead of logically just waiting at the next bus stop and then getting on the bus and headed back, I decided that I would run eastbound Mercer Island to Bellevue College. And a cop picked me up in the middle of the freeway, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm going to school." And he's like, "You can't run on the freeway." He's like, "Okay." So just get in the car. So he put me in the car, and he just dropped me off in the middle of campus.
So it all worked out.
Yeah, it all worked out. Yeah.
See, again,
you
everyone
can't-
has a success story. We had a guy who called, the top of his phone broke off, the phone still worked. Again, my phone was in P for 3 seconds. It was done.
Well, that's the weird thing about some states are different than others. And I don't know what the different laws are, but I cannot remember.
Being on the freeway is
Well, as far as I cannot remember what state I was in. It might have been in California lately, where you could literally walk on the side of the freeway. And I was just like,
"What?"
It had to have been because there was cops everywhere, and it wasn't like there wasn't just one person. It was not the median, but on the side of the.
Was this a freeway?
Like people hiking and stuff, like with backpacks on, or people
Right.
on bicycles, pulling like sleds
On a freeway.
Yes, and I'm just like, this is kind of weird.
I'm just a big old bitch. I wouldn't do it. Like, nah, man, not on the freeway.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Allison. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys. Just want to shout out really fast. We all look forward to you guys coming back to the 884 in Bremerton.
Oh, wonderful.
Got to hang out with you guys the last time that y'all were there.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. I'm a soccer fan. I play and watch. And so back in the day when the women's Reign was playing at Starfire, and Alex Morgan was on the Reign team, I was over at the concession, and I was chit-chatting with this very friendly, outgoing woman. And she asked me who my favorite player was on the team, and I said, Alex Morgan. And in fact, let me show you something. So I had a picture of her. I found it online. She did some pictures of like body paint, where you're
naked,
birthday suit, and then you have something painted on you. So I have that on my desktop or on my phone, and so I was like proud of it. So I showed it to her, and then come to find it's her aunt.
Oh, there's my niece naked.
Exactly. I was mortified, and I was like, "Okay, gotta go. Bye. Nice to meet you."
She probably would have introduced you to her niece.
Yeah, maybe I should have had a better attitude about it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's your chance to
This
meet
is
your
my
favorite player.
screensaver.
Right?
Look at that. Yeah.
Right?
And she can
So
say, hey, Alex, come here, meet this weirdo Allison who has the body paint.
Oh,
picture.
look at that. I see what you're looking at.
Wow. We're not looking at that, but I'm looking
I
at...
immediately changed my screensaver to a nice beach picture.
Wait. Is
tell
this
me-
the Sports Illustrated cover?
I don't know. It may have been a stream of pictures, but she definitely was doing the body paint.
Yeah, Mike just pulled up a picture.
Is she a goalie?
No, she was a forward, I believe.
Man, she's tall. Okay. All right.
Super tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have met your favorite player, but no.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
Quick side note, quick survey here. If you had a picture of someone in body paint, naked, but they have body paint, right? And this is someone say it's Gene Simmons from KISS, and for whatever reason, if someone said, hey, I like Gene Simmons, and you said, oh, I have a picture of him, is that the picture you would pull out?
No.
It's just not, man.
Well,
you know, if you said, oh, dude, I'm a fan of, like, Ozzy Osbourne. We had Ozzy Osbourne in the studio years ago. It was cool. But if I had a picture of him naked, covered in body paint, that's not the picture I would pull up. To be like, Ozzy.
Check it out.
It seems strange to me, man.
Well,
Check this out.
women's bodies are more attractive than...
No, it's not that. I'm just saying, but even if you brought up a woman, you know, like, hey, I met your mother. Hold on, here's a picture of her naked. A body paint.
Good or bad, what was the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now? 206-803-ROCK.
I've been bitching all show because everyone ends up having a happy ending where their phone should have been destroyed or drowned or whatever. My phone died 3 seconds of pee. So someone on the text line says, you got some nasty pee, Thrill. You know what? You're right. That's it. You just solved it for me. Thank you. Hello, Shane. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so I got a great one for you. So I'm working for a commercial shelving company and had a customer that I was having some problems with, and he and I had a conversation. He was having a fit, so he told me he's going to call my boss. Well, my boss and I had already had a conversation about this guy, and he didn't like him either. So immediately, as soon as I hung up, I texted my boss and said, hey, such and such is going to call you. Don't answer. He's pissed. And, well, that text actually went to the customer.
All right. Well, then he knew not to call.
What's that?
I guess he knew not to call then. It was worthless.
He knew not to call. No, we don't do business with him anymore.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. I mean, look. If everyone mutually agrees, it's probably the best thing you could have done.
Even if it's by accident.
If your boss has got your back and everything, just cut this guy out. Yeah. You know, because if he's going to be a jackass, why even want to do a job for somebody? I don't even care if they're paying you.
Well, of course.
I mean, you have that choice. Like, no, you know what? You go find somebody else.
You're too big of a D.
Right.
Man, my neighbor was like that, dude. She hires just to build a fence, man. I mean, this fence is maybe 15 feet long. All right. It's not a wraparound fence. It is a wall of fence, 15 feet long. That's it. It is a wood construction, right? Typical, easy fence. And this was however many summers ago. And this woman, I cannot stand her. Drives me freaking crazy. Anyway, she had 3 different crews in the course of 2 days to put up this fence. Because all of the guys walked off the job because she is that horrible of a person. And they're like, lady, we're building we're not sculpting, you know, like, I don't know, the Sistine Chapel, dude. It's like, it's a wood fence. We know what we're doing. But she's nuts. I can't explain it. She is a horrible person.
Do you think she knows?
No.
Too stupid to know?
I don't, yeah. That's all. My wife says she's a bitch. I say she's stupid. Both things can be correct. I just feel that I'm more correct. But yeah, she's stupid. God almighty, she's stupid.
Good or bad, what's the story involving your phone that you can laugh about now?
Hello, Wendy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Wendy, it sounds windy where you are.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, it sounds windy where I am, yes. That was always my thing in high school. Like, you know, you had to do the name intros. I was always like, I'm Wendy. Anyway, so I got two broken phones that I can share for you. So the first one I got was a brand new iPhone 4. The very first time I ever had a job that required me to have a new phone. So this was 2011. They give me this brand new phone. I've had it for about 4 weeks, and I'm eating pho soup with my boss. And I dropped the phone in the pho soup, trying to take a photo of the phone, of the soup, because that was like the rage, you know, was to take photos of your food and post it for some reason.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
did it survive?
basically-
Did it survive the phone?
No.
And I took it in and I tried to claim that it was a defective phone, and they literally pulled it apart, pulled out the little card, and said, "You see how this turns orange right here? That shows us this phone got wet."
No.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how that happened.
That phone out of pocket.
I thought you
And
said they
got
pulled out a
something
noodle.
for it.
Exactly.
Nope. And so then the second story was then eventually I got an iPhone 6, not a 6 special one, just a plain old 6. And so this would be about 5 years later. And we had just gotten to Vegas. We were going for my son's 21st birthday. We land at 12:35 in the morning. And so, you're dying to go to the bathroom. You go rushing off to the bathroom. I'm wearing jean shorts. I never wear these things. I double check, and I normally always have the phone in my front pocket. I double checked. Everything was good. I had everything with me. As I'm patting my back pocket, I pushed the phone out of my back pocket into the toilet. It was already flushed and cleaned, but the same. So, yeah, pulled that phone out. There was nothing. So I had to spend 5 days in Vegas with no phone. And so they would, leave me in lines to hold their spots for places. I couldn't talk to anybody. I had to just stand there and wait till folks showed up. I lost all my photos. I lost everything.
That sucks.
It does.
I mean, if you're home, you can get that taken care of. You can go to a Verizon store. You can
Right.
go to T-Mobile. You can do whatever you need to. But man, you just want to have fun. You don't want to go to a phone store while you're in
But
Vegas.
the other side of it is that's the only thing on your mind, even on vacation. I'll take care of it when I get home. Well, if it's a 7-day vacation, for 7 days, you might not show it, but it is bugging the piss out of you.
We were down in Vegas. We were something. I cannot remember the convention we were at. Whatever the deal was, but we got a cab to go someplace. So wherever we go, we come home in a cab, and the guy was. He was a nice gentleman. He was very cologned up. He was very Vegas. He was slick back. He had a Hawaiian shirt on. You know what I mean? He was that guy. So I left my phone in the cab. I don't know if you guys remember this. So
oh yeah, I remember this.
We ended up calling the cab company, and I'm like, man, I don't know whose phone I used. I'm like, hey man, I need that phone back. I need it really bad. It's got everything I need in that. I mean, I got my ticket to my plane, the whole deal. The guy says, well, I'm going to call the driver, and I'm going to have him call one of you guys. So I used one of your guys' phone. I don't know if it was Robin's phone. I'm not sure what
Probably
it was.
mine. Robin or Mike's would be my guess.
I believe it was mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the same point in time.
So Mike knows in fact.
You know why? Because your photo on my phone is a photo that you took when you put your contact into my phone right there at the bar.
Okay. So, yeah. Yes. At the same point in time, there's another guy, all right? He also loses his phone, all right? And he's
In our group?
Not in our group, but in the convention.
All right.
So this guy named Lou Brutus, he's sitting beside me at the bar, and he's just pissed. And I'm like, I lost my phone. He's like, I lost my phone. I'm like, all right, Lou. He's like, but he's got his laptop. So he goes up in his room real quick, brings the laptop down at the bar, and we're looking because he's got to find my phone thing on his laptop.
All right.
His phone is on its way to Reno. I mean, he is pissed. I have no other device that'll allow me to be able to know where my phone is. Lo and behold, this guy calls back, and he's like, hey, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I got a couple private jobs, but I'll drive it by the hotel. And I'm like, all right, man. Yeah. Okay, so.
That's a photo you took of yourself.
So this guy drives up in a stretch limo. And I mean, the dudes in his car, when he rolled down the window, I was like, oh, man, what are you into, man? Right. So the guy in the back, he's got my phone. And he rolls down, he just hands me the phone, and I got to grab it, and he kind of holds on to it for a second. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, he gives me the nod. I'm like, and I reached back into my wallet, and I pulled out a $100 bill.
Oh, my God.
And I put it through the window, and then they handed me my phone, and then the window went up, and they drove away.
Wow.
That's how I got my phone, man. Good times. Ted versus the FCC, featuring Taryn Daly from the Daily Mix Morning Show coming up at 4:35. And your emails coming up next from the men's room at KISW.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Bosch! Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average, and auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. That is Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
I'm going to call it a men's room dealer's choice, Bad Choice Friday. Each of us has picked a tune. You do not know what the tune is. You just have to trust the favorite member of the men's room. Not even the favorite member, just the one that you believe picked the best tune. Therefore, I believe you should vote for me.
I would say vote for me because I entered 3 tunes into the octagon. Mike picked one of them on my behalf. I do not know which one he picked, but you can't go wrong.
That's exactly why you shouldn't choose Steve. He's indecisive. He doesn't even know what he wants to put out.
And he's already won.
I like too
multiple
much.
times.
That's right.
And Mike
because
and I
there's so many different gifts I can bestow upon the people, man. Oh, I'm sorry, cheap Santa. When my Santa rolls in your house, you are bequeathed with 3.
Jen, I'm just saying.
You guys are the first day of
We
Christmas.
have never won. This is why we do this. Ted is out.
That's right.
So Mike and I have a chance. How is the voting if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live?
Well, you see, Miles, I've got a little bit more support coming in as I've gone up to 23% of the vote, up from 15.
Okay, but where did that pull from?
Where did that pull from?
Who lost the percentage points based on your gain?
Well, here's the thing. Second place with 36% of the vote. There's a 4% difference still between first and second place. And first place at 40% of the vote. Miles Montgomery standing in the lead.
Look at that. Look at
that. There's a movement out here trying to get Miles up there.
All right. Good news.
We'll see what happens.
Vote now if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live. Bad Choice Fridays coming up right after we drink and toast into the weekend with the shot of the day. Okay, do we have time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com?
You've got mail. You've got mail.
A couple from our question today about your phone. Gentlemen, my family was out at Northwest Trek looking at animals. Is that where you went?
Maybe.
That's one where you're in the little tram?
No.
Okay.
No. I was at the Olympic something farm.
My wife went to take a picture of the badger and dropped her phone in the enclosure. Badger, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
For those who don't know, badgers are dog-s mean. They'll attack for no reason. A worker got the wonderful job of retrieving it and hoping he didn't get peed on or pee that thing off. He was ghost white by the time he was done, but he got it. Major kudos. That from Dave. He's not kidding about those badgers, man. I have seen them tear apart rattlesnakes in eastern Washington, and it looks like it's just this dust ball of screaming, hissing, and it's 5 minutes of just intense fighting.
So they're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they're slaughtering rattlesnakes. I mean, just the screaming going on, all parties included. I was like, Jesus, man, that's intense.
Dial it down, fellas.
Now some. Guys, back in 2012, 13, whatever, working at a temp agency, building a new Burger King.
Nice. You're doing God's work.
I had my phone in my front pocket, so I could answer it easier. We are setting the bench seats posts in the hole and pouring pour rock, which is a cement type of mixture, and the holes around the post. Mixing up another batch. Didn't realize my phone had fallen into the bucket.
Oh.
Found it when we went to pour the next hole. The saying between Amy and myself is, everything you've ever said to me is now set in stone. Forever. There was no cleaning that phone at all. Have a great weekend, guys. That from the Elk Plain Drifter.
Never trust the front pocket. There was one time
like shirt pocket?
Exactly.
Oh,
Like
no.
I had an ingrown toenail that I was trying to deal with, right? So I remember I was sitting at home, and I had a shirt that had a front pocket on it, so it was likely done with like a morning auction or something like that. And I was just sitting there chilling out, and after a while, like I put my phone in my front pocket as I'm sitting there soaking my foot in a hot bath of Epsom salt. And I'm just, I don't know why I leaned over. Maybe I was petting a dog or something like that, and then boom, right into my nasty toe water. And
Toe water. That doesn't help.
And then I lost the phone after that.
For me, man, it wasn't phones, it was cigarettes. It seemed
really?
convenient. Yeah, when I was younger, right? Seemed convenient. Put them in the front shirt pocket, and you'd lean over somewhere, man, and lose them. And, it was a bad feeling. I hated that.
On to the birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I've actually got one for this. No, I don't. I lost it. All right, never mind.
Dip responsibly. Yeah, where's Ted? Supposed to say that.
There was one that I had that had him in it.
Mm-hmm.
Doggone it. Where'd it go?
That's all right. Hell with them.
I'm pissed.
All of it shows, please wish my daughter, Kyla, a very happy 22nd trip around the sun. Could you give her an OG fish sandwich, a big old bong rip, and have the captain tell my daughter how to celebrate her birthday since Ted is not there to give her a Coke Ted talking to? Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. They're from Adam in Gold Bar.
2 Oregon fish sandwich.
Oh, yeah. And then we got...
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy birthday, Kyla. 22nd birthday, eh? Well, I would do what the old Capitan did on his 22nd birthday. You find you someone who you want to share a bed with, and then you do the 22 position in honor of your birthday. It's where you're back to front with an amputee. Crunch berries.
Guys, please wish Rob, pronounced Sandy, the happiest of birthdays. Could you have Coach Ted give him advice on dealing with workplace bullies? Best wishes from John Cholsa and Dorina. Oh, God. Yeah, I follow what you're doing there. They're from John LeMay. Dealer's choice there. Give him a 10 sound effect salute there, Mike. If you could.
So, suck it up, cupcake.
She wants a D, and she's going to get one.
Uh-oh, look out. Thankfully, there's good news.
Panda?
You like that?
You like that?
Happy Chinooka.
Get lost, dummy.
Please clap.
Gentlemen, today's my work bestie and great friend Laura's birthday. She rocks with her wicked sense of humor and great taste in scary movies. And we're very excited about our next adventure to see Nikki Glaser this September. Glazer this September. Could you get some green beans and the Dirty German commenting about their favorite scary movies? Thanks, guys. That from coworker Alex and husband Josh.
Green beans.
What?
Green beans.
Okay.
Green beans. Green beans.
Yeah, the scariest movie I ever saw was Two Girls, One Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even in Deutschland were like, nine.
Not the Human Centipede?
No, that played right into my hands, yeah. Was that not pornography to you?
But y'all, today is my baby daddy Tom's 39th birthday. He is a longtime listener to you guys. Could you please give him a Leroy Jenkins, green beans, and the Dirty German explaining how his daughters will most likely, well, make sure he doesn't get sex tonight. Lots of love from his rose garden.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Green beans.
What?
Green beans.
Okay.
Green beans. Green beans.
Yeah, I think what she's asking is if they'll be visiting you, say, in prison in the C block. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can count on that tonight. That is why you do it late night or early morning. Or under the bed.
What up, guys? Happy 20th year. Today marks my 42nd trip around the sun, but we live too far away for anyone else to really know to email you guys about it. So I'm going to do it myself. Can Crack Ted, by the way, it's Coke Ted, talk about how fun professional baseball games are.
God, Ted just keeps on going down the rabbit hole, man.
And every time he's gone, we get more requests for Ted than anyone else. And we are headed to Atlanta to watch the Braves next weekend. Thanks a ton, guys. That from Lindsay in South Carolina. How about a Dirty German birthday request?
There you go.
Yeah, Lindsay in South Carolina. I'll tell you what, I also would like to go south and visit your Carolina.
Ted's just out doing crack right now. He's getting
Crack-
all stoked.
Crack Ted.
That's why he can't do it, because Crack Ted just didn't show up for work.
Right. Yeah. And finally, from the birthdays, I'm not sure if we're going to do this one or not, but...
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, guys, Saturday is my birthday, and I would love to get a shout-out. I have a drop for Mike from the movie The Men's Club, featuring Harvey Keitel that fits me working in this little room next door to you. It might go great with a fart symphony. Thanks for all the laughs, and can't wait till we drop the next big project. Here's a teaser, but we can't release it yet. That from Tim. Tim, are you over there?
Tim.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
A healthy life starts with great sleep. Wake refreshed with Avocado's GOTS certified organic green mattress, delivering breathable, back-loving support, natural materials from Avocado's own sustainable wool and latex farms, easy financing, a 1-year sleep trial, and deep, restorative slumbers. Organic sleep awaits at avocadomattress.com.
Ever walked past a place for rent and wish you could just peek inside? Maybe even explore the layout? Envision the natural light streaming through the windows? Or plan where your vinyl record collection would go? At Apartments.com, you can. With tools like their 3D virtual tours, you can see the exact unit you'd be living in. Really envision yourself in your new home with Apartments.com. the place to find a place.
Could you come in here for a minute?
Get in here, Tim.
How long have you been listening to this radio show?
What's he doing over there?
Come on.
He's ignoring us.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
turn up
Ignoring
his
us?
headphones like, I
Hey,
can't
Tim,
hear
get
you.
your ass in here.
Tim.
We got to introduce you guys to Tim.
Yeah.
Tim's been working here behind the scenes for a few months.
Since February, I think.
Yes, he
man.
has, man. Tim, get in here. Hey. You want to say hello to people? Do you know the rules of birthday? How old are you going to be tomorrow?
47.
47.
Really?
Jesus. Really? What
I
do you
look good, don't I?
You do.
you do,
It's
man. You look-
annoying.
Yeah. What are you doing for your birthday?
Sorry.
Going to karaoke tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
All right.
Oh, what's your song? What's your go-to song?
I like to do the Kinks.
Oh, yeah?
Which one?
I love to do Sunny Afternoon. You know that one?
No. Can you do Victoria?
Yeah, I've done Victoria.
You have?
Yeah,
That-
love
that-
doing Victoria.
Pace. Karaoke tomorrow night. The rules are this, Tim. You are not allowed to have a birthday request if it is not your actual birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. So we can't play the drop you on.
No, we can't.
I'm not masturbating.
We
Yeah,
can't
we
play
can't play that.
We can't play
We
that.
can't play that drop.
I'm not
Because of the word.
masturbating.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, dinner. You went out for dinner anywhere? Do anything good like that? Like
No.
food? No? Just karaoke.
Just karaoke.
Is there food at the karaoke bar that you're going to?
Maybe.
Or the karaoke place?
Oh, there's some. Yeah, there'll be food.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, happy birthday
Well, we
in
tell you
advance.
happy birthday,
Thank you.
but it's not really your birthday. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But we'll tell you happy birthday
day before my birthday.
on Monday. You know what I mean? Like, how
We'll
was
go
your-
happy belated
Belated
birthday.
birthday.
And one day,
Sorry we missed it, but happy. But
Yeah.
we didn't forget. We just couldn't say happy
That's right.
birthday.
and
in
one day
advance.
we'll be actually able to explain what you are
One day.
what you are doing in that little room.
How long have you? In February when you got here?
January.
January.
No, we started first of the year.
Technically December.
That's
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
That's
God
right.
damn.
And we were supposed to be able to tell everybody about Tim by February.
Well,
That
we
was-
didn't think he'd
but
claw his way out of the
things
box
happen.
that quickly.
That was
That's
the
right.
original plan. Yeah. Okay. But hopefully very soon.
Hopefully very
and you
soon.
are really going to enjoy this.
It's going to be big.
What Tim is doing behind the scenes is going to be
I'm not
awesome.
masturbating.
Yes, he is. But either way, it's going to be good stuff.
That's only part of it.
We just cannot tell you about it now, nor can we tell Tim happy birthday because it's not his
This is
birthday.
a complete failure moment.
It really
I'm
is.
not masturbating.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Take a moment, a couple extra emails. The question, Miles, about climbing Mount Everest and dying on the way down has an easy answer. The guy did not die on the way down, by the way.
Right, he was
He got
rescued.
rescued
But still,
at
your
Camp
question
3 by a
was-
helicopter. What I said is, did he successfully climb Mount Everest? Did the group reach the summit? Yes. Did he make it back down?
No.
He did, but from a helicopter ride because he had edema at Camp 3 at 23,000 feet. So, did he successfully climb Mount Everest? Could he go back up to Camp 3 and try to walk his way back down to complete his journey? Some people do that. But did he successfully do it? So he says, listen, this is an easy answer. If Gal Gadot invites you to her hotel room and you finish before she does, do you say you slept with her? Of course you do. Mount Everest is the Gal Gadot Mountains.
That's his explanation.
That's the logic.
It's hard to argue that, though. It is.
I don't think he did.
I think he did, man. Look,
I'm sorry, there's an argument to be made that he summited,
He's
But
so-
not
he
finished
did, but he
climbing.
didn't hike.
He did not
Finish. He did not finish the hike.
I mean,
but it
that's-
reached
but
the
that's-
peak.
But that's part
so
of it.
you're
Sure.
right, but that's the Gal Gadot theory. Like, Gal, thank you for this opportunity. Sorry to let you down, but I'm good.
I want you to imagine, you know, the Indy 500. All right,
All
you're
right.
racing the Indy 500, and you maneuver and you do everything that you need to do to get in the first place position.
Yeah.
but you don't cross the finish line.
He did it for 300 laps.
Were you in first place?
That's what I'm saying. 300 laps, you're in first place. But then you don't finish the race.
Correct. Right, you get to first place, and then
Yes,
bam.
you were in the Indy 500. Yes, for a while there, you were in the lead.
Correct.
But you didn't.
But you're not first place.
No, and you didn't finish the race.
No.
You're not wrong. And I just say, Ms. Gadot, thank you for the opportunity.
Is it Godot or Godot?
I don't know.
I think it's
doesn't
Godot.
matter. I would call her Wonder Woman. But just let me have this moment.
In the
all right?
moment, I will call her Wonder
Bum,
Woman.
bum, bum. Okay, let's see here. I think it's time that we go back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelly stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly sit when she draws diagonal ships.
3 times fast.
Shipmate Shelly likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelly stands with her legs crossed diagonally, while sometimes she shyly sits while she drags diagonal ship.
1.
Shipmate Shelly likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelly stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly sit where she draws the diagonal ship.
2.
Shipmate Shelly likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally manner shipping ships, Shelly stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly sit when she draws diagonal ship.
All I do is win.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. Let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Look who it is. It's Tara Daly in the house.
Guys, thanks for having
Yes,
me.
no thanks for coming in. We appreciate it. Stick it around.
Oh, yeah. Looking to put another W in the win column here.
Well, Ted probably needs it. Ted
the
is
confidence.
He's down in California.
Nice.
Yeah, he went down to Palm Springs.
Right as the weather got real crappy here. It was a smart move.
Oh, it's going to be, I think he said 86 and sunny for his weekend.
Not Palm Springs, it's Palm Desert.
Well, just south of there.
But it's Palm Desert, not Palm Springs.
Right,
Home
yeah.
of- Ted said, man, I'm excited to go to apparently what is like the Cougar Bar.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought he meant Wazoo.
That's what I thought you meant.
Okay, well, he explained it to Miles a little
Oh.
bit later. Miles was like, and Ted knew this. Miles was like, oh, it's legendary as a Cougar Bar.
It's called
And
the
again,
Nest.
Yeah, we're talking cougars like,
Yes.
single, well-to-do lady.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you go to their Yelp, all right, page, just to see what the bar looks like, the menu and everything else, I swear to God, it's nothing but older blonde women.
I mean,
The
it's
whole-
perfect for Ted.
the entire bar.
He's gonna
doesn't
love
even,
it.
It doesn't even look like dudes are allowed in there. I swear to you. I mean, it is insane. So hopefully,
I think Ted belongs in a nest.
yes, he's
I
going
really
to
do.
he's going to have a good weekend. Matter of fact, you gain 5 years as soon as you land in Palm Springs. What are you doing this weekend? Who are you making cry?
Oh my gosh! Well, tonight I'm going to go to Defy Wrestling, and it was showing up in support of our buddy Kevin.
Yeah.
And Steve is going to be. I think he's going to address the crowd at the beginning, which is going to be very heartfelt. It's been obviously a rough week, but I think it's going to be a really wonderful celebration of Kevin tonight. So it's my very first underground wrestling, independent wrestling thing I've ever been to.
So there is a chance we're going to cry again.
Probably.
Yes, Jesus.
Don't let Taryn talk.
Right. Anything else going on?
Gosh, we're doing the Great Strides Walk in basically around the Seattle Center, near the Space Needle on Sunday. That starts at noon, so I'll be doing that on Sunday.
How far is that
starts at
walk?
noon.
It's like a
Good.
mile.
Okay, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Dude, you start at noon, it's 1 mile. That's the kind
So
of walk
exciting.
I can get behind,
Yes.
all right?
And then go to the 5 Points afterward and grab a beer and a shot in one of the best places in all of Seattle to have breakfast.
Love that place.
Yeah, it's great. Okay, well, thank you for doing this. We do have a original Ted versus the FCC for you, and it's about Clint. And you know how we do this, all right? Okay? But this one is,
Should I be ready on the button for you,
no,
Miles?
it goes something like this.
Yes.
Clint's on the hunt for some clean clams. You better shuck on my slippery dock if you want to clean Clint. The way we do Ted versus the FCC,
This is
one time
not
through,
good.
and then
Clint
3
and his
times
clams.
fast. Yeah, he's got some clams, does Clint.
You got this, Karen.
I'm going to cry. Clint's on the hunt for some clean clams. You better shuck on my slippery dock if you want to clean Clint.
3 times fast.
Clint's on the hunt for some clean clams. You better shuck on my slippery dock if you want clean Clint. Clint's... Is that it?
1, yeah.
Clint's on the hunt for some clean clams. You better shuck on my slippery dock if you want to clean Clint.
2.
Clint's on the hunt for some clean clams. You better shuck on my slippery dock if you want to clean Clint.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I really want to.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
When was the last time you refreshed your bedding? Sleep cooler with Avocado's naturally breathable, certified organic sheets. Choose from GOTS certified organic cotton, linen, or hemp. All made safe certified to the highest standards of non-toxic safety. Delivering the ultimate in luxury, sustainability, and style. And a deeper, more restorative sleep. Join Avocado's mission to be one of the world's most sustainable brands at avocadomattress.com.
Ever watch your pet sleep and wonder what they're dreaming about? Maybe it's them chasing a ball on a grassy field next to your new duplex, or catching the Frisbee in front of your single-family home. Or perhaps they're zooming around the kitchen of your open-concept condo. Whatever their dream setting looks like, you can rest assured that you'll find the most pet-friendly rental listings on Apartments.com. The place to find a pet-friendly place.
Should have dropped that other one. That's why I picked it. There you go, big win. It's Ted versus the FCC. Thank you, Taryn. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Yeah, Miles, before I get started with that, there is a little over 5 minutes left of our Men's Room Bad Choice Friday poll, and there is a 10% swing between the three of us.
Oh, really? We're going which way?
So far you're still in first there, Miles.
Okay.
38% of the vote.
I got a chance?
Yes, you do. So if you want to get those final votes in and hear who will win on a Bad Choice Friday over on our X page at Men's Room Live. All right, the United Health Group is continuing to suffer hardship with stockholder uncertainty and leadership issues.
What is the stockholder uncertainty?
Oh,
I'm just saying it's insurance.
Well, if anyone's going to make money, it's going to be the stockholders.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
So they're in the best seat.
But there's a whole lot of things that are going on internally with that particular company that's not gelling
Oh,
all that
right. Yeah.
So it's got people a little spooked about the future of United Health there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our insurance.
That is our insurance. Yes. The people keeping us healthy.
Great. Great.
AP put out a piece highlighting the fact that the like button has changed the world.
The like button. I don't know that I've ever used the like button.
Well, you've liked stuff on like
you mean just liking stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
that's why I like the fact that Reddit's got a thumbs down.
Yes.
Not a thumbs down, but an arrow down. Like, no.
Right. And when
okay. All right, I'm going to tell you the story, okay? And maybe it was inappropriate, but I don't care. Because I shouldn't have been eavesdropping.
Uh-huh.
Two dudes are sitting beside me at the bar, right?
Okay.
They're kind of bro, but they're not really bro, but they're having a conversation.
Okay.
Now, this one guy, he's talking about, whatever he's talking about, it's a work thing, okay? And the guy goes, 100%. He says something else. The guy goes, 100%. They start talking about something else. Now they're talking about sports.
100%.
The guy goes, 100%. I said, no, man. I said, look, I think it's about 73%. Like, I kind of agree with you. I agree with the majority of what you're saying.
Yes. But not 100%.
But not 100%. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I said, I'll give you 76%. And he just looked at me. I'm like, sorry, man. I just heard what you said. I just don't think it's 100%. I think it's like somewhere in the mid-70s. There's a 25% chance you are completely wrong about this.
Just crashed.
It's not 100%. No. It's not 100%. I'm just saying. Just think about it when you say 100%. Is it 100%?
Are you 100% in on this?
You really are. Because everything you've said so far about everything that come out of this guy can't be 100%. There's no way this guy's straight A's. He's not right about everything. But he just kept saying 100%. So it's like, you sure it's not like 72%?
And this is why Miles likes the downgrade arrow.
I'm like, no, all right, exactly. It's not all the way thumbs up. It's kind of like, maybe it's like 3/4.
Well, that's why Facebook, they put in a whole bunch of different emotes that you could do. It used to be you could just like it, and everybody was like, where's the dislike button? Still haven't made that. But they did make the love button, the care button, the ha-ha button, the wow button, the sad button, and then the angry button. So you could, emote those different things and show people that you feel that way about their post.
Yeah, if you don't feel like talking. Sad face, yeah.
Because it started getting awkward. People would put up things that were like, I had to put my dog down today. 200 people liked this post. Like, we're trying to show our support over there. Well, A new study
Would
has...
it be bad if I said the crying of laughter emoji to that?
It wouldn't be the best look, but I think they could see what you were trying to do, Steve. A new study has found that what and how you eat can help boost your GLP-1 levels without drugs like Ozempic.
What are my GLPs?
Something that Ozempic is apparently trying to fix.
Okay.
I'm not positive what it is that it does, but
Okay.
it's a weight loss thing is what it's talking about. Like you can lose weight without the need of something like Ozempic.
But Ozempic's like, yeah, but we're here.
We're here.
It's easy.
Exactly. We'll make it easy for you.
Well, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
I could lose 10 pounds.
Keep me posted. 1 in 7 people would dump their partner for their dog.
Damn. You might be in the wrong relationship.
You love
man.
your dog.
Of
Correct.
course.
I mean, most people do.
I would also say if you get into a relationship, don't make them choose between you,
Exactly.
you
It's
and
not
the animal.
that one or the other.
Right.
But they said they would willingly, 1 in 7 would dump their partner if it came down to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like I'm
basically
keeping the dog.
What kid are you going to get rid of? Like,
Right, you're not going to do that.
That's not an option.
Right, that's the package deal.
Yes.
Right.
Especially when they're well established. Look, when I first met my
Especially
wife,
when they're well established.
yeah, a
Wait,
few
wait,
years
the
in
baby's
there.
like, yeah.
You get a brand new puppy, it's like, yeah, I didn't even like
If
that
you got
thing.
a
Get it out
dog
of
that
here.
picks your baby up by the head and carries it around and punctures its brain, then yeah, maybe take the dog back.
Exactly.
But other than that, not your dog.
I was more of a big dog person when I first met my wife, and so she showed me either a video or a picture of the Brillo pad, and I see the way that he looks. I'm like, oh, old man, okay, I won't have to deal with him for too long. He's 3, like, damn it.
Oh, right.
And he's still here. Ruining
only
my
3?
life. Yes. Ruining my life.
Yeah, time to play the old dog card.
Damn it. All right. Lock in. And, a study found that more than 15,000 synthetic food contact chemicals are in circulation, some at levels far higher than pesticides.
Is anyone shocked?
No, our food is poison.
Like, I hate to be this guy, like, look, man, I appreciate you looking out for us, but we know. But you keep battering us with this stuff. Like, we know. There's plastic in our food. There's this. Man, we know. Sometimes we just want to eat and enjoy the meal.
Yeah, well, they also said, like the other day, a high-fiber diet will help get some of those plastics out of your body.
Sure.
Here's something. A high-fiber diet will get most of the bad things out of your body quicker.
100%.
But you just don't want... I'm not a doctor, so maybe like
80%?
72%.
Okay, 72. All right, I'll give it to you.
But it's out. It's not sitting in your intestines. So the quicker it gets through your body, the better off your body's going to be, no matter what it is, if it sits in there.
Yeah.
So it could be butter or
So,
whatever.
no, there's just eat fiber.
Just make sure that you're cleaning yourself out.
Correct. All these
No matter what it
foods,
is.
all these things that everybody talks about, proteins and carbs and
You know,
sugars and fats and all that, they all do different things.
My confidence level went up to 81% after I just argued that.
That's right. You sounded very confident
Yeah,
when you were
that's what I'm
saying
saying,
it.
at least 81%.
Yeah, you held yourself like you knew what you were talking about.
81%.
81%. Very good.
You're going to start doing this now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I'm
going to start screwing with you on this.
No, I know with everybody. I do with everybody. Anytime I hear 100%, I'm like, are you sure about 100%?
Are you 100% on
Are
that?
you really 100%?
You really there?
You can text 100% to somebody. You know that? They have a little sign for it, a little emoji. But they don't have like 72%.
No, they make you earn that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. There's a new deep dive into why society is falling out of love with dating apps. Because they're hookup apps.
Yeah.
They made it. There were so many when it started out. Like, you're going to find the love of your life right here. No, you're not. What you're basically
Gonna
doing
get laid.
is you're choosing an apple in the produce section of the grocery store. The only difference is the apple can also look at you and say, nah.
Yeah. I mean, what do they think was going to happen? This was the inevitable conclusion, but there's nothing wrong with going
Psychics
outside
on our
and meeting
station,
someone.
though. Love sucks.
Yeah.
Love sucks. This is dumb. Australia was just about to launch its first orbital class rocket. And then the top fell off.
Oh, wow. Hey, man.
We're going to scrap this launch and
So to the engineers, real quick.
we're just going to go.
It hadn't moved. Why did the top fall off?
Going to have to delay this launch as we go back to the drawing board and figure out what's going
Yeah.
on here. Newborns with vitamin D deficiency have been linked to a higher risk of ADHD, schizophrenia, and autism. Yay.
How do they get vitamin D deficient?
I
guess
have no
whatever
idea.
the mom's
It's a
eating.
chemical thing, man. I have
Lack
no
of sunshine.
It's very dark.
They're in the moon for 9 months, man.
Oh, no. But you know what? We all grow up differently. And in fact, a lot of us grew up in ways that would shock parents these days.
The Men's Room Top 10.
Yeah.
The Men's Room Top 10.
10 or more things we all did as kids that would startle today's parents. Well, if you lived out in the cut, this may be something your Rugrats do to this very day. But we used to take our BB guns and hunt each other in the forest preserve a few miles from town. In the dead of winter, it's more of a challenge to find and take out a friend. Turns out, not such a good idea. One friend, Jeff, got hit in the back of his thigh. He didn't realize the BB pierced his snowsuit and got embedded in his skin. It was only about 15 years later when one of his kidneys started to fail, they found the BB and the cause of it. So he had to do dialysis. I mean, he's okay now, I think. Sorry, Jeff. Positive Friday.
Thank God.
Jesus.
Sorry. You'll be all right. Things that we did as kids that would startle parents today. I love that. I love that headline. It's about to startle.
We also didn't tell our parents we were doing that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, we do. We had BB gun wars all the time.
No, you don't tell your parents.
The only rules were this, okay? You couldn't have a Crossman or was that the name of it? You could use a Daisy,
buck, yeah.
But you could not use a pellet gun.
Okay,
right. So that was the only rule. You could not hunt. You could not do the game with a pellet gun.
Yeah.
So if you had a Crossman, I believe it was, you used that for killing squirrels.
My cousin, he lived in a wooded area when we were kids, and we got airsoft rifles that were just those little plastic
If
balls.
you have
We'd shoot the
BB
crap
guns,
out of each other.
you're going to shoot each other.
Exactly.
That's why paintballs are,
Yeah.
the way to go.
Exactly. Drinking from the garden hose shows up there on the list of the things that we did as kids that would startle parents today.
It would not startle any parent.
No.
Parents said, "Let the hose is right there. Quit bugging me."
Right. Now, you can look at that from the hose and just know all the nastiness that's in the hose.
Sure,
and maybe
sure.
offer them a different, but a kid's thirsty, they're going to drink.
They're going to drink out of the
Back to ingesting plastics.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. No kidding. I loved drinking out of the hose when I was a kid.
I did too. It was like a treat.
Right. It had its own flavor.
It definitely had a unique taste.
And it changed in the summertime.
Yes, it did.
Now, looking back, we understand.
That's right.
But at the time, you're like, this is cool.
We were probably drinking a whole bunch of crap that we fought
tastes
through.
different.
Wow. Playing outside until the streetlights came on.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much the thing now still.
When I was a kid, there was one time we were out rather late, and then when we got back, my dad was not there. My mom was in tears, and she says, "Your father is out looking for you. We've already called the police trying to find you guys."
Wow, they called the cops that quick?
Well, yeah. It was all day. Like, we
My
left
wife
at like
and
10 in
I
the morning.
agree.
We were gone all day.
My wife and I agreed. Kids have to be missing at least 9.5 weeks before we call them.
Okay. Yeah, and
Just
then
give it time.
the rule was established, like, within an hour or two, like, just stop in, just make sure that you guys are still alive. That's all it is. Jumping off the swing sets midair. I'm pretty sure kids are still doing that.
They absolutely still do.
Adults aren't because our knees suck.
And the swings are too low now. But yeah, absolutely.
No kidding.
In fact, I
dude.
told my kids when they first started swinging, like, jump off.
Right.
It's all sand. It's good, man.
You guys remember the last time that you did that and the reason why the last time it was that you did
Yeah, 'cause
that?
I was an adult.
Right. All of a sudden, all right, I'll just get off this thing. You lay like, ah.
Yeah, you forget that you can't do that anymore.
Right. I didn't know that my knees could sting that bad. Riding bikes without helmets. Again, I see kids doing it all the time.
Yeah, my kid will not.
Attaboy.
Yeah, like, dude. But it doesn't mean anything to him. That's what he knows. That's what he's used to.
Right.
I never did. My parents wanted me to die.
Like anything else, like seatbelts. People protested that left and right.
Sure.
But after a while, it just becomes habit, and you realize that's the smart thing to do.
Exactly. It doesn't affect
It gives you a
that
better
bad.
chance.
Right. I know. Nobody has any right to regulate your safety, whatever it is. Okay. Put your damn seatbelt on.
Right.
Just do it. It's not that bad. It doesn't make it uncomfortable. It protects you. So
Yeah.
your family will get there when you get home. Roaming the neighborhood alone. Again, these are things that we all did as kids that would startle parents today.
No, again, no.
That was part of it. You just grouped up with your buddies and you guys just went out and found trouble. You go to the 7-Eleven, get a doggone Slurpee.
And my kids do it in the summer.
Right? Or you go to the
Yeah,
grocery store, whatever it is, and you get yourself some sugary crap that you're going to go out
They
there.
always want to go to Target.
Exactly.
No, that's fine. But if I get a call from Target about something, we're going to have an issue.
Right. And then you guys were the biker gang. You just rolled around
Yep.
the entire time. You felt badass, even though you looked like a bunch of toddlers that were out
You
there.
did feel badass, man.
You did.
I remember feeling real good about myself.
Wind
About
in your
8
hair.
years old, right? Wind in my afro, but yeah. And but like me and the neighborhood kids just rolling around, it's like we're like a freaking biker gang.
Damn right. People are looking twice when we roll by because they don't want to mess it.
And now as an adult, I'm like, oh, look at the little kids on the bike.
Exactly. Look at the big wheel.
Look at the boy
Look
running
at
on the
that.
bike.
Sitting in the front seat at age of 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to stand up in the front seat.
Oh, yeah.
Because my grandfather was like, stand up so you can see the road. So I'd stand up in the front seat of the Volkswagen boat.
Oh, my God.
That's how we went everywhere. Christmas lights, grocery store, I'm standing in the front seat.
I remember that it was a constant question with our mom as we were growing up is, can we sit in the front seat? And if we were going into town, it was fine. If we were going anywhere else that, if it was
People
a
don't know us.
20 minute or longer, we had to sit in the back.
Those are also the same jackasses that tucked the seatbelt buckles into the back so you couldn't even use
So it wouldn't
them.
get in the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because seriously, everyone, they would take the seatbelt and the seatbelt clamp and stuff it into the cushion.
Into the corner, into the crease.
10 things that we all did as kids that would startle today's parents. Eating raw cookie dough.
That still happens.
It still happens all over the damn
It's worth the risk. It tastes delicious.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Kids are going to jump in there and grab some.
Kids?
Yeah.
My
no
wife,
kidding.
me, dude, yeah.
What is the biggest worry on that? Is it
Salmonella.
Is it the
Yeah,
flour?
salmonella.
But it's
Well,
the flour.
Yeah, the flour.
It's the flour. It's not the raw egg.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's the flour.
So you would think
raw
like
egg.
Caesar salad, perfectly fine with the raw egg.
Yeah.
But it's not the egg in the cookie dough. It's,
Correct.
It's the flour.
Yeah.
And I never knew that until like 3 or 4 years ago.
I learned it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we were doing a show.
We're
Someone
eating
came
cookie
up.
dough, throwing up.
Right.
What do you think of the eggs?
No.
Climbing trees to the highest branches.
I mean, I was pretty reasonable about that, but we did build forts and tree houses.
Sure.
So, we were pretty high up as we were doing our construction.
I was always afraid of heights, so my limit was pretty short. I didn't trust my feet at all. I would get a certain level and I'd start shaking, so I never got too high.
I just wasn't a good climber.
Nah. I had a buddy who was, and he got freaked out when he went up high one time because then the tree started swaying a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets thinner the higher that you go, so you feel the wind a little bit more. Yeah, that was fun. Playing with BB guns or cap guns.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with cap guns.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with
Depends
that.
on where you live.
Why is that?
You just, okay, so
40%.
if I have my kids in Fremont and they're like acting like they're playing with cap guns, running up and down the street, shooting each other, pop, 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 pop. Someone's probably going to call and say, hey, there's these two kids running through the neighborhood trying to shoot each other.
And Fremont, maybe.
Yes, in
All right.
Seattle, oh my God.
Oh,
These
no.
two girls are trying to kill each other in
You're right.
Fremont.
They're just strapped.
Instead of the gas company trying to blow up the entire neighborhood today, they're trying to shoot each other.
Being left in the car while parents shopped.
Yeah, it's a big no.
We'd annoy the living hell out of my mom because she'd go to the bank regularly and she would just leave us in the parking lot with the windows down.
Yeah.
And then and no time all of a sudden she hears, "Mom, are you done yet?" Like she just hears this hounding coming from her car.
I believe that everywhere my parents went, no matter where they went, even if I'd been in this place with them before, if they were only had a 10-minute transaction or less, I don't think kids were allowed to go in there. Like leaving your kids in the car, that was guaranteed.
Yes.
Like, wait here. And they were gone. That's it.
I couldn't go I was not allowed to go with my mom to the grocery store because I wanted stuff.
Oh, sure.
And she was tired of telling me, can we get Frosted Flakes this time? No.
You'll have
Can
cornflakes.
we get white bread? No. So I made it a point, back to the conversation we had earlier this week with your kids. My kids were skinny and scrawny. If they go to the grocery store and they picked up like this big thing of cinnamon buns, I'm like, get them.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You're going to have half of one and I'm going to eat the rest.
Just eat. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just want you to eat and gain weight and get bigger.
Whatever sounds good to you.
Right.
You go over to your friends for a sleepover and someone says, "I got the R-rated movie."
Oh, that was huge, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, some parents didn't care about that.
About to say,
Some didn't care, and it depended. Right, so some kids R-rated movie, man. I got The Exorcist.
Yes.
Nobody's sleeping that night. Other guys get R-rated movie. They got Meatballs, which means TNA everywhere. Those are the movies I want. Like, I want to see the boobs.
Right. I don't know why this would startle parents, but calling friends with on a house phone without caller ID, that shouldn't startle anybody. But yeah, that was just something that you had to work through.
Sure.
Well, actually, the advantage to that was you knew all your friends' sisters, mothers,
Yes.
dads. You knew them because you call and you go,
Yeah,
hey,
talk to them.
Mr. Fenton, is Pat there?
Right.
And they knew you because you
absolutely.
called and talked to them.
And
Right.
they would start stalling. How you doing in school? Because Jeff
Yeah.
here, he got to be. I mean, seriously, they kind of broke you down. But you're right. You actually got to know these people before you even met them.
Right. That was actually the first time that my dad really laid down the law with me and my friends as well as my sisters and their friends, is that they would call up and they wouldn't do the pleasantries of, hi, Mr. Hawk, is Mike there? They would just call up and say, is Mike there? And he says, if I get one more that doesn't even say hello to me and is Mike there, I'm going to say, yep, and hang up the phone.
He's there. But don't come over.
That's right. Playing on metal playground equipment in the summer.
Well,
and
yeah.
you scalded the living tar out of yourself.
Cut yourself, burned yourself.
Right.
It really hurt when you hit it.
You got
Concrete underneath
I
the
was saying it was
monkey
on
bar.
asphalt.
No sand or
Hell no.
mulch or anything like that.
That weird turf stuff.
You're taking a header off the hardest thing that we can find.
Oh, God. And then this is the number one thing that we all did as kids that would startle today's parents, and we've already covered it, and it is riding in the car without a seatbelt.
Oh, yeah. Hell, riding
part
in
of it.
again, remember, they put out the car of the brat because the idea was, since your kids are always begging to sit in the bed of the pickup, we just put 2 seats in an open bed.
There you go.
They have seatbelts, but
they got a newer version of that, but they do have seatbelts back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at least you can, when the thing rolls,
Right.
you'll be buckled in.
And you can stare at the driver behind you.
Yeah. God, I hated that.
The rumble seat.
Yeah.
Hello. A man ran behind the counter at a BC restaurant with a machete, but you won't believe how he used it, Miles.
What did he do back there?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to the weekend and drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve will throw Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast 25-year-old Alifa, not Alifa, but Alifa Sumter of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, we don't know what her previous offense was, but she owed $400 in court fines. And sure enough, Alifa went to the courts, and she paid her debt after she finished her shift at Whataburger, which is where she works the drive-thru. But we're toasting her because she was promptly arrested after paying her $400 debt with a credit card that she had just stolen from a customer at the Whataburger drive-thru.
Jesus.
Yeah, even the picture of her, she just looks stupid. I'm like, are you kidding? So they did a timeline on it, and they realized basically the last customer she had that day was the customer whose credit card she stole. She immediately left work, went to the court to pay the fines. They were like, it's been like 7 minutes. Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. But she paid her debts. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola bichola. Your winner on a Bad Choice Friday coming up next.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
When was the last time you refreshed your bedding? Sleep cooler with Avocado's naturally breathable, certified organic sheets. Choose from GOTS certified organic cotton, linen, or hemp. All made safe certified to the highest standards of non-toxic safety. Delivering the ultimate in luxury, sustainability, and style. And a deeper, more restorative sleep. Join Avocado's mission to be one of the world's most sustainable brands at avocadomattress.com.
Ever walked past a place for rent and wish you could just peek inside? Maybe even explore the layout? Envision the natural light streaming through the windows? Or plan where your vinyl record collection would go? At Apartments.com, you can. With tools like their 3D virtual tours, you can see the exact unit you'd be living in. Really envision yourself in your new home with Apartments.com. The place to find a place.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Okay, a men's room dealer's choice, Bad Choice Friday. We all picked a tune. We don't tell you what the tune is. You just pick the member of the show you believe picked the best song for Friday afternoon, headed into the weekend. Mike, how was the voting?
It was very tight for a men's room dealer's choice, Bad Choice Friday there, Miles. Again, just a 10% sweep between the third place and the first place.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to start with third place with 29% of the vote. Was yours truly. It was me. I made third place. So what did you all miss out on? Now, what would you classify
Is that
this
Blue
as?
Suede
This
or
is Blue Suede.
or BJ Thomas?
This is not yacht rock, but I don't know.
Right?
I don't
This
know
is
what
pop
this
rock,
qualifies.
apparently.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, yeah, I guess.
Technically, I suppose I have no idea.
This came out, what, 60s?
Something like that.
Yeah, 60s pop.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Second place with 32% of the vote. Steve the Thrill Hill takes the silver medal. And out of your 3 choices, which do you think that I chose there, Steve?
I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All right.
What you all missed out on.
That's a good one.
So, Miles, you are our big winner.
I finally won.
39% of the vote.
I finally won.
Tell the folks what we're playing today.
Oh, no. Welcome to the weekend. You're listening to Men's Room 99.9 KISW Seattle.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines non-stop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Comments on the Lido Shuffle there from Boss Gags.
Over there.
My winner on a Bad Choice Friday. That song sucks harder than Miles does. F-U, D-Nose. This is why Miles shouldn't win. Yours was the best, Mike.
Oh, damn right.
I got a couple nice ones in there, but another one. Oh, there's one. You have a great taste in music.
There you go.
Boo.
Whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
Never
it's
again,
great
Miles.
song. Great
Wow,
tune.
that's a lot of hate,
I
man.
know, it really is.
It's a good song.
I thought
dude.
so too.
Yeah.
It is.
Apparently
Jeez,
you're
all right.
wrong.
Right, look, I wanted to win, but you still chose a great song,
It's
Miles.
Friday afternoon.
Right.
It's a song of. Well,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
right.
tell you what the song's about. Anyway, yes, now for all TV news all the time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody?
Oh, look, it's Mike Hawk.
Coming up this weekend, as Ted would excitedly mention, the ponies are back at it again. It is Preakness weekend, gents. And so, Miles, I appreciate this list from you. I wanted to have a little bit of fun. We have a handful of horses that'll be racing. I got 9 horses here that are going to be racing, just so we can come in on Monday and see how everybody did.
So it's tomorrow at 4 because they're racing in Baltimore at 7.
Correct. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock Pacific tomorrow.
And I bet they run in the rain based on everything that happened.
From what I saw today, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The annual run for the Black-Eyed Susans. Black-Eyed Susans. I've never heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, in Baltimore, it's a flower. It's not a description of anyone.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually a flower.
It's not Black-Eyed Susan.
Well, I knew it
I
wasn't.
just wanted to be clear. I mean, it's Baltimore, dude.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's actually a flower.
That would be Sheila.
So when the horse wins, I've never actually watched the Preakness. So when the horse wins, do they get a big old blanket of Black Susans?
I think so. I think just lay it over top.
This
of
is
it, right?
not the glamorous race. This is the what's the best way to put this?
The
This
in
is-
between.
We got to do
out of the
3.
Triple Crown. This is the other one.
Right.
If
right.
this jewel rolled out of your crown, you wouldn't be heartbroken.
You'd be like, all right.
Right. You give it a 5-minute look. I guess it's.
I don't see it.
Right, because you got Kentucky and then you got Belmont.
Well, even the Kentucky Derby winner has skipped this race.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. So let's see here. I'll go by odds order here. So at the bottom, with 20-1 odds, there's a 2-way tie behind Gosker. I believe is how you say that. Gosger. Gosker.
Okay.
20-1 odds. You've also got Pay Billy at 20-1 odds.
Pay Billy.
Pay Billy if you want to choose that
Probably
one.
Billy Ripken's horse.
I was saying, you think a guy named Billy owns it?
Yeah, I think he does.
Big old odds there. At 15-1 odds, you got American Promise.
All right.
American Promise, 15-1. 12-1 odds, you've got Heart of Honor.
Heart of Honor.
Damn fine name.
All right.
Damn fine name. Next up on the list, 9-2 odds, you've got River Thames.
River
Well,
Thames.
excuse me.
Tim's, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. 8-5 odds, you've got Journalism, which I believe you picked in the Kentucky Derby state.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake
That's
journalism.
what they renamed it. Fake news.
6-1 odds, Goal-Oriented.
Goal-oriented.
5-1 odds, Clever Again. I don't know what happened to Clever, but Clever Again is here.
He's back.
He was clever, then he wasn't, then he was clever again. Same
And then,
horse.
And then 4-1 odds is Sandman, who, if I can make the first pick, that's who I'm going to double down because I chose Sandman, the Kentucky Derby, and he did not make it.
He's got a cool name.
It does. I'm going to go with Sandman on this one.
Okay.
How about you guys? You got Goal-Oriented, Journalism, American Promise, Heart of Honor, Pay Billy, River Thames.
I'm taking Pay Billy.
Taking Pay Billy.
Taking Pay Billy.
You son of a bitch.
Miles Montgomery.
Pay Billy.
Where you going there, Steve?
I don't take clever again. It says he has a moment of being stupid.
Thrill.
This gives you a fun, way to watch, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of race?
Yeah, I'll actually cheer for a horse.
Exactly.
We will revisit that on Monday.
Okay.
See how everybody did if I don't drop that there. So, a little bit of TV news here. You guys might have heard that Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting a reboot.
Oh, boy.
Well, good news is they have found their lead. So, Ryan Kira Armstrong. You might know her from Star Wars Skeleton Crew, Firestarter. She's landed the lead opposite of Sarah Michelle Gellar in Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot, which has a pilot order at Hulu. Armstrong is going to play the new Slayer in the entitled Buffyverse project, which Gellar executive produces in addition to reprising her signature role as Buffy Summers. So she will be back, but she's going to take more of
Is
a
the goal to get the younger audience on these shows, or is it to get the older guys who used to watch it?
Both.
Right. I think
think about it. You can watch it with your kids kind of thing.
Exactly.
Right?
You're gonna get parents who are like, all right, let's see how this new one goes. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna hate it because it's not the Buffy that they grew up with, but their kids might grab onto it. Oscar winner.
Think about Cobra Kai.
All right.
Right? You know
Great
what I mean?
point.
Like, I sat down with my kid, like, yeah, I'm going to watch this. Yes, it's cheesy. I don't care.
No additional information has been provided about the project referred to as the next chapter in the Buffyverse, which comes from the 20th television and Searchlight TV. Character played by Armstrong is described in casting materials as an introverted high school student.
Maybe it's just me.
Hey, yeah.
I would go to a strip club called the Buffyverse.
The Buffyverse.
I just feel like things are working in your favor. Welcome to the Buffyverse.
I go to the Firestarter.
I got to admit, I never watched Buffy all that much.
I didn't either.
And I know that it was massive. I didn't know that it was so big that it's like there's a whole Buffyverse out there, and we got to reboot this thing.
Well, were
completely.
there some spin-offs? I think there were some spin-offs.
There was, I believe so.
Like some vampire dude or something like that. I don't know.
I have no idea. So I did a little bit of research trying to figure out what I was going to talk about today here on TV Time. And do you guys have any clue whatsoever on this day what award show came out? Big time award show.
MTV.
The very first Academy Awards happened on this day back in 1929.
Really?
It seems a little late, but that's when they did the first Academy Awards.
I wonder if just because it took longer for everyone to review films.
Well,
Right, they do it digitally.
No. They pulled back the curtain on that already.
What?
So in all this time, it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, they have a new rule.
Right.
If you're going to vote, you have to watch these movies.
I think it was
that tells me that the whole thing, the whole time, there's a lot of people placing votes just based on either what they hear or who they like or whatever the
Because they
story
haven't
is about.
necessarily seen
but they
the
have
movie.
not seen the movie.
53%, Miles.
53% said they have seen the movie.
No, I'm with you 53% on this.
Okay, all right.
Because what I believe happened is I think it was understood that if you're going to vote on this, watch the movies before you do so. And then I think since 1929, after a while, people are reading synopsis, and they're watching the one movie that they got, and they're putting their vote in. I think back in the day, because it wasn't near as many, too.
That's very true.
Those first Academy Awards, it was a handful. They weren't terribly long.
They probably wanted to watch the movies. We're now obviously, clearly, based on the fact they had to mandate that as a rule, that you should see the thing that you're judging.
Exactly.
Like, imagine, figure skating during the Winter Olympics. And It's like, this judge gave her 9.2. I disagree. I was in the bathroom. I didn't see it, but the murmur from the crowd sounded good. So I gave her this. Like, come on.
But just because my mind goes here, I decided to look back on what people believe are the 10 biggest Oscar snubs ever.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys...
Is this individual or movies?
This is individual and movies.
Okay.
So this covers the whole spectrum. Is there anything that you guys have thought, like, I don't know that you guys are the biggest Oscar fans, but any snubs that you can think of where back in the day when they were actually putting good movies up there for Best Picture?
I don't know if I can think of a snub, but I think you can sometimes tell me a scenario. So it's like, hey, man, this guy was up. This is who won.
Well, think about who won. And then you can hindsight.
Exactly.
How long did that movie, like, oh, God, what's a bad example? Okay, I love Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
She won Best Actress for My Cousin Vinny.
Okay.
Now, that's a great movie.
She did a wonderful job, too.
She was fine. She was not the best thing in that movie. Joe Pesci, clearly,
Well, sure.
was the best thing in that movie.
She's the lead actress, though.
I know that, but as far as characters go, she played a good character. But I don't know if it was strong enough to beat all the people that she was up against, which I know none of.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm 52% right on that.
So these are the 10 biggest Oscar snubs ever. The bottom of the list, they go that Brokeback Mountain lost in 2006 for Best Picture to the movie Crash.
So which one was Crash?
Let's see. It says Jack Nicholson couldn't contain his surprise at the 2006 Academy Awards as he announced that Crash had bested Brokeback Mountain for Best Picture. Let's see here.
I never saw Brokeback Mountain or Crash.
Crash, a drama centered around the racial tensions in L.A., ultimately took Best Picture.
Okay. I don't remember it.
It's gone down as one of the biggest head scratchers in Oscars history. Number 9 on the list, Cicely Tyson deserved gold for years. The late Tyson was nominated once in 1973 for her Depression-era drama Sounder, but lost to Liza Minnelli for Cabaret. Though she earned her love later in life, playing Viola Davis's mother in TV's How to Get Away with Murder. Her contribution in film remains indelible, with films spanning the River Niger, Fried Green Tomatoes, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, The Help, Last Flag Flying. So they're saying that she just got snubbed outright, that she has deserved gold.
Man, The Help has got some messed up scenes.
I'm sure that's right.
Oh, my God.
I
When she
haven't seen
serves
that
the poop pie. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Oh, she makes, oh, yeah. So, yeah, that was one of the greatest scenes, I think, in movie history.
They say one of the biggest snubs is that Peter O'Toole can't nab a win. He was nominated 8 times, including for 1962's Lawrence of Arabia, but never actually won. Ultimately, O'Toole received an honorary Oscar in 2003 and was in attendance at the Academy Awards to accept it. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. My foot, he said on the stage. O'Toole racked up his final acting nomination in 2007 for Venus and died in 2013.
I feel like once they give you the honorary one, it's like, we're predicting you're going to die soon.
We know you're not doing movies
You've done
anymore.
a bang-up job, but you're going to die soon.
They say that Pam Grier and Jackie Brown were robbed. Fans are still smarting over Grier's snub for the 1997 film Jackie Brown. Quentin Tarantino wrote the role of a flight attendant and part-time smuggler for Greer, and though she gave a landmark performance, she didn't even score a nomination.
No. And that's a great Tarantino movie that doesn't get the credit.
I have never actually heard of that
soundtracks. Even just get the soundtrack first. I don't think you want to watch the movie.
And Tarantino actually does really well with his soundtracks. Like, I know that he gets a lot of real songs that are in there, but his soundtracks are his picks for songs are great.
Oh, they're great. Yeah, fantastic.
10 biggest Oscar snubs ever. Stanley Kubrick was shut out, they say. Kubrick's movies have left an indelible mark on our culture, from Spartacus, A Clockwork Orange, 2001, A Space Odyssey, Dr. Strangelove. But despite 4 Best Picture nominations, he has never won. The director, who died in 1999, did take home 1 Oscar for visual effects for
2001.
Correct.
I mean, look, man, he's one of these dudes where I'm like, okay, I understand the point of what you're doing, and I'm sure in its own way it's fantastic. You get nominated a lot. I don't know that it's the best.
Right. He makes some weird movies that are sometimes hard to
I
digest.
dig weird. You know what I mean? I don't even dislike his movies. But I don't know that this is the best.
Right. Spike Lee's never won Best Director. Despite a career that brought us films like Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, and Inside Man, Lee has only ever been nominated, how many times do you think, for Best Director?
6.
Well,
once.
Oh, really?
For Black Klansman.
Did Denzel win for Best Actor, though, for Malcolm X?
Ooh.
I think he did. I think he did.
Yeah. There's still people are still furious that Do the Right Thing wasn't even nominated for Best Picture in 1990.
That was such a different new film. I'm not sure that Hollywood knew how to ingest
They
it.
didn't know how to classify it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
seriously.
Saving Private Ryan lost Best Picture to Shakespeare in Love.
Oh, God.
Again,
Come on.
These are the biggest Oscar snubs. Shakespeare toppling Steven Spielberg's heavy-hitting World War II film shocked Hollywood in 1999 and marked a new era of ruthless behind-the-scenes campaigning spearheaded by now disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein.
Huh. So Shakespeare in Love, huh?
Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah, that's held
Doggone
up.
took it. Which nobody's talking about Shakespeare in Love anymore. People still, to this day, like Ted, I feel like just, 2 weeks ago, said that he just, screw it, I'll put on Saving Private Ryan.
On vacation.
Right. This is fun. Glenn Close, they say she's still a bridesmaid. Close holds the record for the actress with the most Oscar nominations, 8, and she has never won a single one. After she lost out for films like Fatal Attraction, Dangerous Liaisons, and Albert Nobbs, prognosticators thought for sure that it would happen in 2019 thanks to her deft work in The Wife, but Olivia Colman took the trophy instead for playing Queen Anne in The Favorite.
But she must be in good health because they haven't given her the honorary one.
Yeah, exactly. Alfred Hitchcock never won Best Director. Again, these are the biggest Oscar snubs ever. Screening a cinematic style with films like Vertigo, Psycho, and The Birds that's so famous now, and it's an adjective. The Master of Suspense was nominated 5 times and never actually won.
Damn.
Yeah, the Academy moved to rectify it by honoring Hitchcock, who died in 1980, with the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. Hey, now that you're dead, here's this.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's the posthumous. By the way, Miles, someone says Denzel did not win for Malcolm X. Al Pacino won that year for Scent of a Woman. Denzel won for Training Day.
Sorry, Denzel.
And then,
you did a hell of a job out there.
And then the number one Oscar snub, which I agree that this was a snub, losing Best Picture 1942, the greatest movie ever made, according to any kind of film buff.
Wizard of Oz.
Citizen Kane losing Best Picture. One of the greatest upsets in film history. Took place in the 14th Academy Awards. How Green Was My Valley won instead of Citizen Kane.
How Green Was My Valley?
The She-Hulk
Sounds like you
story.
need to go to a doctor.
Plenty of stuff to watch over the weekend here. I will say late night tonight, there is nothing on. Everybody's in repeat, so don't even bother. But tonight on ABC, the 16th season finale of Shark Tank. Tomorrow, Scarlett Johansson will host Saturday Night Live with Bad Bunny as the musical guest for the 50th season finale of that show. So this is the last one of the season. Over on Sunday at 8 o'clock p.m. on ABC, the 23rd season finale of American Idol. And then on Sunday on HBO, episode 6 of The Last of Us season 2.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Headlines coming up next.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Not sure this is something to be proud of, but Mississippi Senior is the only one graduating in her class. Meanwhile, an off-duty firefighter jumps into action as flames of a burning home began to amass. A hot tub caught on fire.
That's an unusual one.
Yeah. Masked man in BC with knife robs restaurant of 2 pounds of thinly sliced meat. A shirtless man in Nashville steals a party bus and is obviously pretty quick on his feet. And a Vermont inmate faces contempt of court charges. Over 1,000 of them. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story. We're going to BC, Canada, where a masked individual wanted to commit armed robbery. Surveillance footage was released of a local donair restaurant. Is that how you say that?
Oh, like a kebab place.
Right, like a kebab spot, kind of like Euro-esque.
Oh, I never say it right.
Those
so
are
I don't
those
say
big
it.
cylinders of meat.
Exactly.
That you shave when you're hooking up like a gyro.
Exactly. But it features a masked man storming the counter as a couple of young ladies are preparing orders. He brandishes a machete, causing them to flee, charges behind the counter, and immediately begins cutting himself slices of meat off the spit with his machete.
Oh, yes.
He went in there, carved meat,
He was just carving it off.
Then grabbed 2 bottles of sauce and ran out. And the owner's like, I can't believe you didn't take any pita.
Exactly.
I kind of like this guy.
That's the finish move, man.
Like, I don't want your money. I want your meat.
He had a ski mask on. He comes in there with a machete. Does not hurt anybody.
Points it right at him. Like, get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Just goes over, starts
Just
carving.
immediately goes right for it.
Takes a big plate of it and runs out.
The employees sneak up from behind him, merely in the way of his task, and out the front door to call for help. On his way up from behind the counter, as Miles said, he swiped a couple bottles of sauce as well to enjoy his meal with. The restaurant was forced to close its doors for the remainder of the day, as well as trash the remaining meat that he cut into. No injuries occurred, thank heavens. That's honestly, I kind of commend the guy for it. Like, you know what? He didn't steal money. He did cost them money because they had to throw away the rest of that meat.
He was probably
a robbery's a robbery, but like if I own that place, it'd be like, look, I'm not even going to press charges.
It's like $20 worth of food. 15.
Exactly.
I mean, guy just must have been smelling it all day. Like, I've had enough.
I got it.
I don't have any money, but hell with it. I got this machete.
Give me the damn meat. In other news, to Nashville, Tennessee, where craziness is known to happen, a shuttle bus had been parked outside of a local bar and grill, and the driver was escorting his passengers to the bar itself when the unthinkable happened. He left the restaurant and returned to find that his shuttle bus was missing.
Uh-oh.
It appears that a man with no shirt nor shoes hopped onto the bus when he saw it that it was empty and took it on a joyride. He didn't make it terribly far, but did manage to strike at least 3 cars on his joyride before abandoning the bus. Authorities are looking into the incident and are still on the lookout for a man that stole the rig. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised that we don't get more of these kinds of stories.
Oh, I agree.
People are wasted and they are belligerent out there in Nashville. They're having a great time.
Yeah, but they have shirt and shoes.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, there's the difference.
And he got away.
He did.
Without shoes on.
Yeah.
Or a shirt.
He just sprinted on out of there after crashing all over the damn place.
That's crazy.
Like, come on, dude. How wasted are you? Also, where's your shirt and your shoes? I mean,
nobody's having that kind of night. I get when you're at that point. Look, I told you, me and Castle damn near stole, I'm assuming, a bachelor party bus. I don't know. It's just one of those sticks and butter bus. But we're waiting on our buddies. We're getting sick of it. Uber wasn't showing up, so we're like, F it. Let's hotwire this bitch. And seriously, man, we were about to cross the street and do it when the Uber showed up. So I don't know this guy's situation, but I'm like, if you're at the point that you have no shoes and you're in Nashville, I get it.
This is 3:30 in the afternoon, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. I mean, I get what you're saying, but this is 3:30.
3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, they're still looking for damage that could have been caused by this guy.
Right. Yeah, they know of 3 that he hit. They're trying to figure out anything else that he might have hit.
Oh, he's hit more.
That bus was messed up, man. We go to Vermont, where a man's bad choices continue to get worse. He currently resides at the local correctional facility, but found a way to get himself in even deeper trouble with who he decided to use his phone privileges on. Over the course of 4 months, he made several calls to the victim of the case that he was locked up for, attempting to get them to give investigators information that would lead to his release. And he made more than 1,100 calls.
In 4 months?
Yes.
Man.
This, of course, is against the rules when it comes to legal matters, adding a little over 1,100 counts of contempt of court for our inmate, and he's doing court in the coming days.
1,100 counts of contempt of court.
Have you ever got one of those calls?
No.
Oh, God. So, okay, typically it's you have phone privileges, and then you have the ability to make a collect call.
Yes.
Okay?
All right.
So I'm working the nights, starting out in radio at a rock station, and the phone ring, I pick it up, it's like, this is a collect call from the Monongahela County Jail for Leonard Skinner. Right. Do you accept the charges? So that's how they sneak through the request. So whatever the name place was, they just yell what song they wanted to hear.
That's awesome.
All night long. I get these. It's like 7 different guys were going. Collect call from Led Zeppelin. Do you accept the charges? No.
In what is likely a 1 in a million situation, a young lady will be the sole participant at her graduation. She attends South Cameron High School, a small school in the very south of Louisiana, and that is up against the water south of Louisiana.
Yeah.
A school that was heavily affected by Hurricane Laura, to the point that the school suffered quite the exodus of students. So much so that our gal was the only student in at least one of her classes. She's technically a junior, but persevered and took senior classes in addition to her scheduled curriculum, allowing her to graduate. The catch is, she's literally the only one in her graduating class.
And if those have been 200 people in her class, she still would have been the valedictorian.
Yeah, no kidding.
She was like a 4.0.
She had more than a 4.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of all those extra classes that she was
It's so crazy to get higher than a 4.0.
Right?
I'm like, just stop.
Right.
All
You're
right.
like-
At some point, stop.
What's your
You're
credit
like,
score? 950.
Yeah, right.
You're mega nerd at that point.
You're making stuff up.
She tells local media that the situation shows that she's able to handle what the future throws her way and with what she was able to accomplish at school. You know,
Actually, what it shows you is that you work well alone.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nobody else there.
You will do well working by yourself. But just in case those stories with the bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We all know the eye-rolling truth concerning the careers of firefighters, where most of the calls that they get at work are not about fighting fires. In fact, according to the U.S. Fire Administration, firefighting calls only constitute about 4% of the calls nationwide.
4%.
4%.
So 96% of the calls you get
are not about fires.
Somebody did something stupid. I know there's legitimate emergencies, but, Miles, what, you had your head stuck in the...
Oh, yeah.
Right, the cat's
railing.
in the tree, that kind of crap.
But it gets even more ridiculous in the Denver area. An off-duty firefighter sprang into action when he witnessed smoke pluming from behind his neighbor's home, again, on his day off. He gets 4% of his calls are actually for fires. On his day off, there's a doggone fire in his neighborhood. He quickly called 911, sprinted over to the neighbors, informing them of the growing emergency, believing that it was their hot tub going up in flames, and he was correct. And he got everybody, including the family pets, out safe and sound. The homeowner is incredibly grateful for his actions and even swapped contact info to keep a budding new neighborhood friendship growing. Good news.
The hot tub. How does a hot tub catch on fire?
You should have seen the ball.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
I'm
Really?
like, wow. You'd think if they just had some water, and it's right there.
Yeah.
The water doesn't even do anything to that.
Exactly.
No,
Not
nothing.
a thing.
I'm pretty sure there's probably no water in there.
There might not be. It is probably electrical fire.
Or maybe it's all the wood around it or something. I don't
Maybe,
know.
Right. Men's Room Sports, you got playoff sports between NBA and NHL, varying between ESPN, TNT, and True TV all weekend long. UFL football on Fox and ABC. Seawolves rugby on Fox 13+, and the Mariners are in San Diego this weekend. Tonight's game is on Apple TV+. Damn it. And then the rest of the weekend is over en route. As far as your weather, not looking the best this weekend here, boys, but we can expect plenty of cloud cover, bouts of rain, and temperatures varying from the highs in the mid-50s and lows in the mid-40s. And that is your headlines. With that, have a great weekend. Mike Hawkins out.
That's exactly right. Grab yourself a sixer of the 20th anniversary lager IPA from Black Raven and enjoy the weekend, guys.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. So until Monday, please do what you do best. And for Letha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
What's on your list when considering a luxury SUV? Inspired design and comfort, impressive performance. If so, the 2025 Lincoln Aviator SUV checks every box, and then some. The Aviator offers an available 28-speaker sound system, perfect position front seats, best-in-class horsepower and torque, and much more. That makes the list of SUVs you're considering become much shorter. Discover it for yourself by visiting your local Lincoln retailer. Lincoln, the power of sanctuary. Classes large crossover premium utility starting at MSRP under $150,000.
Ready for non-stop fun and huge rewards? Head over to the beautiful Grand Casino Shoreline. Experience thrilling Vegas-style table games. You could win up to $1,000 in free play every hour, every day from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Enjoy half-off daily happy hours from 3 to 7 p.m. and 10 to midnight. Prime Rib Fridays for just $24.99, plus live music Friday and Saturday night. Grand Casino, a smoke-free environment. Just off Aurora, open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Details at grandcasinogaming.com.